That's all. After watching that, finals of the St. Paul Men's Cash Spiel International the St. Paul Men's International Bond Spiel, not a cash spiel, although it could be a cash spiel because the top prize here is $5,000. Second prize is $1,000. That's all. After watching this, we have Jessica. Rejeski Curie. Sheet 6 is the second event finals. Frogtown Curler Habek versus Canadian Van Demoslier.
Yes. So
that might be the last time we have to say that.
Yeah, struggled a bit this morning. So Troy starts us off. His center guard over curling a little bit here. They're trying to drag it as far as they can to get it in the house. Got it.
That'll be interesting to see on the right side of the sheet.
That curled pretty nice.
So Rodzeski's looking at the split for 5 or draw for 4. Currently they're sitting 3.
Yeah, need to come up about a half inch, yeah. Yeah, you
These
get all
games
those.
are 8-end games,
That's
so
true.
lots of curling left on this.
Yeah, millimeter at least gets one of them.
He's choosing to do the draw for 4.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Jeff. They were just talking. They think it's only, Doug's thinking a millimeter difference. They might have had at least 2 of them, and
Geez, and I was
another
giving
another half inch or so, maybe get the
Came a
triple.
bit,
So.
but
yeah, I was given a half inch, and then it comes down to a millimeter. And that was just a draw for 3. So game of less than inches.
Yeah.
Just adds to the total. Yeah, that's too bad.
So Rodzeski's hammer shot.
It's funny, we weren't all that close. where we
Drawn
wanted
to the
get it,
house for
but,
4.
I mean, it's.
Brooms down, they're doing a
darn
heavy
close.
clean. Kind of walking this in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Sweepers are liking it.
Nice clean, Al. Thanks.
So, and did you say Team Rodzeski, is this their 3rd year in a row in the final? So really comfortable in this spot?
I think so, yeah, for this spiel. Just the change this year of Fenson not being able to show up, Pete Fenson that is, with Jeff Isaacson filling
That
in. but
curls anymore.
I believe this is their 3rd final in a row at the St. Paul Men's International.
You never get all.
All right, and they started off with 4.
There was a triple in the middle. I don't.
Boy, I missed a lot.
Lots of rocks in play. I thought it was going to be a blanked in after the first 2 rocks. And
For those of
all of a
us
sudden
just
they went
joining,
aggressive.
But
the
this one over here.
we had some technical difficulties.
Well, thanks for helping out, Chris.
Yeah.
It's always good to have you on the mic with us.
Yeah. Well, now it's 4-0.
Alex's rocks, just a little heavy, coming back 4. We will see the corner guard going up.
So, for those of us that didn't get a chance to see the last end, how did it end up? What was the? I mean, they got 4, but how did it progress?
Yeah, a couple red rocks in and angles. 3rd on Team Rodzeski, so Ike made a really great kind of double to pop one yellow out, and the other yellow went to the edge of the 12-foot. And then Team Curry just game of inches, didn't quite hit the rocks where they wanted to, and ended up having a draw for 4.
I guess if you're going to go down by 4, it's best to get it done in the first end. Other than it's demoralizing, it gives you some time.
Well, 7 ends to come back, chip away at it. This is definitely going to be the get your deuce, hold them to 1, get your deuce, and try to chip your way back into this. So nice corner guard placed by Team Curry. Alex is being asked to bring this top 4. So this rock looks like it's sailing a little bit here. Might come behind the tee line again. Oh no, it's checking up. Great shot. Sweepers get a breather, back-to-back games. It's kind of nice when you can walk one down here and there. Sometimes you're sweeping coast to coast and you need a little bit of recovery time.
Yeah, definitely on Sunday for those of us that don't train to sweep, our arms get tired on
Right.
Sunday.
This is their 6th game in 2-hour games, so they're going into their 10, 11, 12th hour of curling this weekend. If any of them played extra ends, they were on the ice more. And I'm sure some of these guys were up watching some of the curling too that's been on the last few weeks.
Learn them up. No, you're good. Weight's good.
So putting up the 2nd corner guard, we'll see Team Rodzeski start to peel off the corner guards, trying to keep the house clean.
Good shot.
So we have Mark Fenner asked to peel his rock out. So Chris, you said you were working on some technical issues.
Yeah.
You got them straightened out. How many viewers do we have online right now?
I think we have about 36.
It's
Right.
all right. We can
36.
pick
Well,
4 or
thanks
5
for joining in. If you guys have any questions for us or comments, let us know.
Thanks to Jordan for Jordan texted me and said that the audio was kind of messed up, so we had to do
All
some.
right, game on.
Thanks, Jordan. Or if you're interested in other games too, we'll be focusing here on Sheet 5, the feature sheet, the final. They're playing for $5,000 here. Second place gets $1,000, and then we have the second, third, and fourth events going on as well. So with Mark, I'm hitting and rolling to the center. Jeff Curry's asked Tim Solon here to freeze down to this rock in the 4-foot, trying to set up some angles in their favor to set up a deuce.
All there. Tap. This one checked up in the first hit. Little tap.
So all the players here,
Little
Team
tap.
Curry, girl at the St. Paul
Tap it.
Curling Club. I don't think Curry's playing in leagues, but he subs here every once in a while, so they're
Shot,
all
Jimmer.
familiar with the club. And as we've already
Shot.
mentioned, Sean Rojeski's team, they've played here in St. Paul multiple times as well.
I wasn't sure if they wanted to be on that one or the front one.
I think they kind of got caught in between. Probably wanted to be on the one in the top 4. It's always better to be in front of the tee line instead of behind the tee line.
A little yawn there.
I don't have a watch. I would guess. Hey, Troy, what'd you have on that? 63.
So Mark
Jim.
just trying to play this back line, freeze down, tap it back
That's
here.
probably back 12. Out of hand.
Sweeper's working hard on this rock.
Wait's good. We're there. Good.
All right, nice shot by Mark. Good work by the sweepers. So
I actually don't mind tapping that one top 4. Tap it back 8.
yep, so just trying to tap these rocks around, move them behind the tee line, set up some angles in your favor, and just be patient here.
A little less. Back 8. Back 8. Coming down a bit.
So sweeper's always kind of talking, letting the skip know what the speed of the rock is, so the skip can make a decision.
I'm impressed that that one moved over as far as it did. I don't think
Yeah,
it
that
to.
that finished nicely
Back
there.
up.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another end with lots of rocks in play here. Probably just
throw,
after
Tim.
I say that, Ike's gonna throw a
It's the same thing.
bomb down here and get rid of everything, but we'll see what happens.
Little bump.
You mean red
Red, yes.
instead of Ike?
Yeah, there's probably a chance he could lose about all 4 of those in a row.
I think Ike's curled quite a few games in his career. Maybe nothing as big as the St. Paul International Cash Spiel, though, huh?
No.
Yep, calling them for the hit here. See if he can kind of get rid of a few or just pick it clean. Sweeping hard, trying to pick this clean here.
Good.
He does pick it clean and gives Yellow a chance to dry down in this pocket
Good.
again.
What do you think about tapping that one to like here or something like that?
So Doug mentioned this a few shots
Well,
ago, tapping
we're
that
never
top
gonna be
4
able to
behind the
count that
tee
yellow
line.
unless we move it.
See if it's their chance to do that now, or
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah. Okay.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
yeah, just trying to move him around, change the shot a little bit. They've played a lot of hits now here, close to the center
shot we
line.
talked about
So
last
if Doug
time,
can
take
move
that
this
one of
and
theirs and tap
roll a
it.
shooter into a different spot,
We'd
kind
like
of changes
to
it up.
sit like in front of theirs, in front of their shot rock and tap their other one so our yellow one out counts it.
Doug just kind of explained
Yeah,
quite
back
nicely
eight.
too what they're working on.
Yeah, our yellow one's full 8.
Because we're having
it'd be
technical
nice
difficulties
to
at the
be
beginning,
out-counted.
it's probably a good idea to tell everybody that
Back
who's here.
12. Look,
So I'm Chris
same way to
Lisney,
finish
and
first.
I'm joined by Maureen Stolt and Pete Stolt. And we're commenting the finals of the St. Paul International. $5,000 are on the line
Yeah.
for the winner of this event.
And is it really like the 86th annual?
Line's good.
86th annual
For weight,
St. Paul
for weight,
International
guys,
Bond
just for weight.
Spiel.
Yeah.
Gotta move a bit.
I don't even think this club's been around 86 years.
Oh, it's over 100, right?
Oh, sit.
I
So
kn-
Doug tapped it, but kind of rolled a little too far. Pretty close to a great shot.
I noticed that the St. Paul,
Thanks.
they've put the St. Paul book on Amazon. You can now buy the St. Paul history
What was
book.
it? That is a great book for the coffee table.
Yeah, people should
through
rush
it.
out and get that.
Curling through the years, there's always
I do like
pictures
the
to
book.
look at.
It's a really cool book.
Get some pictures of the corn broom and when this used to be not 8 sheets and kind of ride your horses up to the curling club and
Yep.
curl.
At least it brings that
You used to have
back
a
yellow line to
Quonset
play
hut
now anyway.
over there on the side.
Yeah.
Oh, he's holding that straight.
Yep. Alex really working that to hold it straight and rolled a little bit further than they wanted to.
It's a good thing we have a mic on him to hear that
Right?
huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
I'd be huffing and puffing a lot more, though.
Yeah, these guys are in great shape, recover pretty quickly after sweeping a
Four
rock
two.
end to end. So right now we have red sitting 2, yellow's, red sitting 1, yellow second shot.
It's a little scary, isn't it? It's a little scary.
So Doug's saying a little scary freezing on
Play a
that.
straight
If the angle's
draw,
not
too.
quite right, they could blast them and get both yellows out, and then we have only 2
Yeah,
of
and
Curry's
they've
rocks
got-
to come to
they
set up their
freeze that,
deuce.
so we're hooped.
So Doug's still trying to figure out how he can set up multiple points this end.
You like that better than just a hit and roll? No, either one.
So Curry's
Okay,
first call is
that's fine.
kind of to bury around that guard just off the center line.
Grandpa always said
If he
when in
freezes
doubt,
down
draw.
to this back one behind the tee line, you're still kind of wide open and they can blast it out.
Line. Lots of room, guys.
So lots of room. I did decide not to go down the corner guard to just freeze down to this one in the back 4.
That is out there.
It's a little bit heavier, taps us back a bit.
Hard to blame the sweepers on that one, Mark. A little hot, huh?
Not impossible, just hard.
It took quite a bit off that
Not
first one,
impossible,
actually.
just hard.
Maybe not. Shoot. No, apparently
So a
not.
yellow sitting shot. We got Rojeski's sitting second
Jeff,
and then
little
yellow's
hot.
third.
Just smash away.
Trying to decide how hard they're going to hit this.
Yeah,
If
sure
there's a
didn't
way
wanna
to
be
get the
light.
double
I didn't mean to be
on
6
that
feet heavy,
yellow
but-
one's frozen on to a red one in the back, they're not quite sure if they're both going to go. Sean wants to make sure he hits this though on
Putting
the
thoughts in his head.
right side of the rock.
Hey, now it's your fault, you realize.
Doug's having some fun out there.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get the hug to hug on this hit. See how hard Sean's going to throw this.
9.1.
Okay.
My guess is 8.0.
6? Oh. I was going to say 8.6 originally. But then I
I'm
thought.
taking the under on 9.1.
Just hoping to play the third end.
All right, so the rock's off. Want to make sure they hit on the right side. And it was a 6.55, so he threw some heat on that. Very controlled, great solid throw.
I remember a time when Pete used to be able
Okay.
to throw a 6.5.
Easily 2 now, you think?
Well, that backswing, the momentum of the rock just
I
goes.
think you
I know.
could.
I've never thrown that way. I want to try.
Yeah.
Sometimes this helps when the ice is
I like
nice
that.
and quick like this.
We're close.
I think back in the day when they had
Huh?
not as good ice, they had to
Yeah,
do
it's
that,
heavy
right?
though.
Because
you know,
the
I never
ice
had a
was so
chance to
slow.
really take the curl.
Yeah.
I think you can probably
Yeah.
take a little less though.
Yeah, the swing definitely helps you get a little more momentum. And
All right, so we got the hog to hog on the hits. Let's see what the draw is.
Man, there's a lot of grubbiness out here, huh? What about the retired has-beens
So,
as well?
so we've seen a few draws down this path. Jeff's asking to tighten up the broom just a little bit.
Just need to bite 4 foot, guys.
So they really do want to come around the center guard here. Barry had changed the shot for
Line's good.
Team Rodzeski.
Yep, hard, gotta go.
Oh,
Ooh,
that made
look
a
at that.
movement there a little bit. They kind of lost
And I
that.
lost.
A little tighter line, huh?
Yeah, hard,
Just
Troy.
grabbed.
Hard, Troy, hard. Bounce it over. Bounce it over. Yep, 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 yep. Hard.
Well, I know although it grabbed, it was a 14-5 hog to hog. I'm thinking the ice is already 14 seconds.
Sorry. Right, it actually went to a good spot
Um,
anyway. Kind of.
It's just
That just curl it? It hit something. It didn't really act like it hit something.
yeah, they're talking about if it curled or if it hit something.
It seemed like
Um,
it stopped, like the
Yep.
handle stopped.
Yeah, he kind of tightened up the broom, so they're in a little bit different path, but they're throwing a lot of hits down there, so I wouldn't have
footprints out here,
expected it to hit
You see them all?
Wow,
a
it's gonna
fresh
be one round
patch.
anyway.
We'll see. Rodzeski will have a chance here to draw one top four and give Jeff a really tough shot to try and score one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Should be the same speed.
Well, that side, although I don't think that was the same trickiness, but that side has proved tricky again.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's less.
So, Jessica, let's go. Sweepers got their brooms down.
Yeah,
Hitting
that's
it
a
really
lot
hard.
less.
It's usually a good sign.
That's pretty close.
We got, unless my finger was wrong, I got 15-3-3 hog to hog on that. So those sweepers carried that a long way. Great job, guys.
It's all right. Yeah.
You think Ike going up there to help out, that probably was
Is that
the
double air, you think?
less.
Exactly.
How much air you got there, guys?
So now they have to kind of look at this, see if they can get a double for two with that one coming up.
sure. Play
just
it if we got good
short of
line,
the 8
we'll
foot.
Hammer it up.
But that looks like a tricky port to navigate. They haven't
Yeah.
gone on that side yet. So
Play
hit and
here,
roll
we have
for
to have
one.
Real good line. We'll try to move this a foot, huh?
This is trouble for Curry for sure.
Wow. Yeah.
You got a better angle there, Marine. Does he have room?
There's a port there. I really think
Or
he
he's
could
playing
make
the
that
straight
hit.
draw, right? Yeah. Draw tap through the hole.
Dang, I think I'd play the double for two, but we'll see.
There's enough room for the double? I think either, yeah, the draw,
Yeah.
playing the straight draw, and if they can
Straight
tap
draw
it
through the
for
port.
two.
Yeah, I guess I don't really need the double since they're sitting second shot. So drawn through here and tapping it.
Coach, would you click on that?
Semi-final, this spot curled pretty nice, so the shot should be there.
So they want to tap the 4 rock out, is what you think?
The shot rock, they're going to try and move that just a foot to be shot.
Well, let's see
Yeah.
if this
And that,
works.
I missed the hog to hog
I mean,
on
you're
this side.
close. If we have this much more, we're
First
Gotta
rock.
be careful, this might snap up on him here. See if they get around the guard.
Hard! Hard! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Plenty of
So
weight.
he's got to like hack the
Oh,
board.
he gets by the guard.
Oh, just
He got
Oh.
by.
Oh, just didn't move.
And that did not work out in their favor
We're
there.
better off before we threw. All right.
So two red.
Held him to 2.
Fortunately, had a shot for two. Looked like it was going to curl and just kind of straightened out, and they weren't able to tap that shot rock back for their deuce.
That was really exciting. It's too bad that didn't move over.
I guess
Yeah,
we should have played the hit for
Alright.
the double for two, huh?
We know what we're doing.
well,
Kidding.
I would have called the raise for 1.
I'm really not sitting at the best angle to see if that was there, but the angle I'm sitting, it looked good.
yeah, it's just so tough, and you know, they don't get any pregame practice on the ice before these games, so you know they end up, you know, shot like we get put in a tough spot, and you're guessing on the ice and wait there, and you know he didn't coming up light was no good,
Yeah, you
so
kinda had
Curry
to
gave it a little
play-
extra, and just
Kinda
didn't
had
work.
to be thinking T-line
Yep.
out of hand.
It just didn't finish. It looked like it was making a move partway down,
Yeah, I think
and then
Yeah,
Doug
Where I
kind of
think
called
he
the
was
sweepers on,
thinking,
and then it straightened
man,
out.
we
So
really did have to make it for 2, but I think the way to make it for 2 is to try and throw T to back 4. 7, there it is.
that's Doug
That's
just
all right.
kind of talking about it, where pro side would have
Get 4
been
or 5 here.
T to back 4. Make sure you get your 1 and have the sweeper sweep it for that tap for 2. Just a little bit heavy. And Alex starts this end out
He
well.
wants to throw a corner guard.
Drew a rock into the
Either
forefoot.
way, we're going to be throwing 2 of them.
We'll see the corner guards up
Whichever
as
one you
Doug
wanna start with.
calls out.
With how forward I was, there's no way that could have been me.
So Troy picking which side he wants to put the corner guard up first.
I hate when I do that. tell you, I'm not going to be heavy, and then I slide out. Or I won't be light, and then I slide out light. Shot
Oh.
right.
Would not have expected a blowout like this, but that happens.
Yeah, Team Rodesky's got a really good handle on the ice right now, and Team Curry's just, you know, the game of inches, just
Yeah.
a couple inches here and there.
Drum. Drum. Drum.
So
Right
nice
down to
rock,
it,
top
yeah.
4 there. Rodesky's next shot, I'm sure he'll be peeling one of the guards.
There's a little sigh there
That
from
worked
Doug.
so well last time, so I'll give it a shot.
Yep, so Doug just, again,
Speed's nice, that's for
I
sure.
was talking about it. They tried the 2 corner guards last end and didn't work out, so trying it again.
Halfway. Halfway.
Troy throwing a nice speed on that, letting the sweepers put it kind of exactly where they want to. Nice shot.
No,
All
not
right.
getting any better. That's all right.
So here Mark Fenner's asked to throw the peel again.
The second end got more interesting after Mark Fenner stuck around on his first peel attempt and
Yep.
ended up working out for Team Rodesky. But
Yep.
oh, and then we get another mistake.
So wow, that ran pretty straight there.
I was just thinking, like, how did the I couldn't remember what transpired in the second end, because you would have thought it would have been very similar to this end. You know, they'd
go
clear
around
out
the
the guards and everything.
Yeah, so yeah, it started Fenner like nearly nosed, you know, similar corner peel like that where he hit it and rolled more towards the center and
But you're right, though.
kept the shoot around. And
Yep, so maybe he
Game
was
on,
thinking about
yeah.
that a little bit and kind of adjusted and just ran straight on him. Looked like he threw it pretty good.
yeah, you don't see many misses out of him, especially, you know, he plays that second position, he throws a ton of peels, and he's going to make most of them. So
Back line.
you get a break like that, they got to try to take advantage of it now.
Yep, so this is pretty big to tap this around. Doug really sweeping it, trying to hold the
More
line
throw.
straight. So if they can tap this and roll behind the corner, that'll be great.
Good shot, Tim.
So moved
Whoa, what is that?
Red Rocks behind the T line there. So
Yeah.
jam
Tim.
possibility setting up.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice result for Solon.
Yep, and now Rodesky has to decide if he's gonna peel those guards or play the one in the house. Playing the ones in the house, you allow Curry to draw behind the corner guards, and kind of with that red one in the back 12, you're able to maybe set up a jam and get something going.
Worked out just fine. Pardon me?
So he is choosing to play the rock in the house.
Worked out great.
Yeah, I always think that's kind of a tough choice to me. I'm always like, I want to get them all the way up front out.
Yeah, but
Two.
it's kind of the comfort zone of the team and what they want to play. Here he's asking for less weight,
Maybe
so
a
a
little
control
down.
weight. After you throw a peel, that's kind of the adjustment the seconds have to get used to, is throwing peels and then throwing control weight hits.
It's good.
Makes that shot really nicely. So Curry's got some
I
rocks
do
to play
too.
with now. He doesn't mind
Okay,
keeping
you
some
were
rocks
probably
around
right about there on that one, Tim.
to be able to
Back
use
line.
and
Well,
hide behind
probably,
freeze to.
back line with no sweep.
It's good.
Take 3-4 feet off that.
It's probably 2 down, but it's fine.
Yep, so trying to figure out the adjustment they have to make since Tim just made a tap on his last one and now he's doing a cold draw this time.
Like a cold Jägermeister pulled out of the machine.
Can't go.
Jägermeister seems to be the thing this weekend.
Yeah.
Guessing that machine's not as busy this morning as it
I
was
believe so.
last night or Friday night.
They were doing Jägermeister
Looks
shot
like it.
skis last night.
Oh boy. So sweepers kind of back off. Unfortunately, Tim just a little bit heavy and goes through
Not
the rings.
quite.
A little hot.
Probably didn't listen to Doug when Doug said take 4 or 5 feet off of it.
Yeah, yep. So
got in his head, probably.
we're going to work on peeling this
Think
rock
I'm gonna
again.
be too bad,
So
aren't
we
we?
have Jeff
Get a couple
Isaacson
in a row down there.
throwing his first rock at the end.
Whoa. Nice shove from Jeff there.
He throws the rock a little bit different than Mark. He had a little extension, but look at that, right on. So, yeah, Pete kind of called out some players do have an extension to get some of the power, and other teams use their leg drive. So
So we're thinking
Ike had a little bit of both and nailed
A
it.
very controlled, accurate shove by Jeff Isaacson.
Did you see where he was holding it? Was he holding it in the back of the handle? Or
Effective.
we're having
Probably the back half, yeah.
The sweeper's just kind of saying effective. I think they had to do a little sprint on that one. That might have been a 5.5 second peel.
You don't want to be light on that shot.
Nope. So Doug's being asked to freeze down to this one in the back 8. Could keep it in front of the tee line to
Line's good.
have Team Rojeski chase it, but
Jeez, it got
Team
again.
Rojeski's been hitting quite well, so even if you see a piece, I think they'll be able to pick it out. That rock of Doug's all game has kind of been curling a little bit more. First
grab
time he threw a
some,
hit and
Jeff?
it really overcurled.
it looked like
I
it.
think so.
It
Yeah.
looked like it moved out here.
And here it moved. There is a spot in the ice there that is actually moving quite a bit. So if he has
No,
a
it
rock
was
that's a little bit of a
Jeff's last
cutter as well, that combination of draw
Right-
weight and
right
hitting
in
that
there
spot
somewhere,
just
just took
didn't
a
work
left
out
turn.
in their favor.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So Ike's playing a little less weight on this one. Wants to hit and stay on this. That's a great spot if you can hit and stay because they can run it back if Team Curry does
Gotta watch
draw
out
one
for the
behind it.
jam back there.
And
Fine.
sweepers held that line to avoid the jam.
Good
It's fine.
Again, really working Alex
that
and
was
Mark
back
Fenner
four
on
out
the
of half.
brooms there. Making a lot of shots today for him.
A foot wide? Oh. Wow. Wow. That's
It's a pretty
hard to
discouraging
do,
end.
actually.
So again,
Yeah.
you know, Curry's got some rocks to play with, trying to figure out what to freeze, what to bury behind. Fortunately, if he does bury one behind there, there's short runbacks for
What about going this
Team
way? Behind
Rojeski.
ours?
So
Oh, are we? Okay. Okay, back 12. What you looking at?
it's all right. Doug's gonna try to freeze onto this one and top 8 foot.
Close, guys.
Rojeski tries to blast it out. Hopefully they get something to
Hang in
work
a bit.
in their favor this time, and that yellow one
Move
will
over a
kind
little
of
bit.
stick around. So he gets the rub, kind of bounces those rocks a little too far, so a little bit more space for
Blast it.
Rojeski to be able to blast it out.
So
Little hot, maybe?
he wanted to. You
Which
think
way
he wanted
though?
to
Yes,
freeze
huh?
to that?
Never
the
really
top?
did, actually. No.
That was a little bit more weight. I guess I thought was the freeze because if he kind of
Yeah.
I
hits and
really like
rolls
this, you.
over, it's a short run back for
Yep.
I mean, I guess
Team
it depends
Rojeski.
how
So
many we're lying.
at this point, you got to try to hope they jam something for him.
Couple feet hot.
But-
Sure didn't move though, did it?
Yeah, and looks like Rojeski is just going to ignore that yellow one, and looks like they're probably sitting 3 right now, right? So that's why they can go ahead and ignore that yellow and
not
just
at
try
all.
to
We got the whack.
put another one in and make it tough on Curry to score.
Yep, Rojeski just doesn't want to make a shot for Curry and give him any
okay.
momentum.
I got time.
So choosing to
Oh, okay.
draw over to the 4 foot on this side, on the right hand side of the sheet.
Okay.
And then if he comes up short, maybe Jeff Curry might be able to
The
play the
broom?
split though. That yellow rock that
I
Doug
think
goes
it should
through
be
might be
okay.
splittable for them to sit too.
'Cause
So
we want to make sure we get
um,
by, right?
even though it looks like Red's sitting pretty good, this is an important shot here for him.
4 feet heavy on everything.
I mean, tightening it up wouldn't hurt my feelings any.
Probably just should have sewn up late. Only give up one that way. We'll try that next time. Sounds so bad now. One and we go straight to the second end. Wait's close.
So Doug's still kind of talking about strategy, how they could have had this game a little bit different in the early ends, and there is a rule that if you show up late, the other team can hang points. So he was like, we should have just shown up late and let them hang 1. That way they couldn't have got 4 on us.
All right.
Is that really the rule? Can you only throw up 1 though?
I believe it's 1 per 15 minutes late, and if you're half an hour
do
late,
too,
you forfeit
yeah.
the game.
Didn't really move at all.
I play Richie's team in March. I might do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just kind of like,
Mess with them.
Strategery.
yeah,
I
tell them,
slid a
okay,
little
well,
more than I thought
I'm
I
going to be
would.
about 30 minutes
But you're
late,
throwing-
so
like,
you're going
I
to
was
start with
here.
2 down. I already am probably going to have
63,
a
been throwing
handicap, so.
like 70, mid
There you go.
70s
Think it's gonna come
to
that
the
much?
So you'd be up 3-2 then with a handicap.
Yeah, and then they'll probably not show up.
Mine
I
came
mean, they'll
through on the
probably
line of
think
like
that we're not going to
it's
show
the
up.
same boat there.
Or they drink more beer if you have the late draw
Think
against
about
them
it.
and they're
So
on
I
at
probably
7,
saw
right?
like a 72
Yeah.
or 73 like I've been. It would have been T-line.
That seems
Yeah,
really
you're taking
sporting
4 or 5
like.
feet off of what I
So-
I think you're
I
pretty
think,
good.
yeah, it might be more fun just to play.
Yeah, it might be.
So back to our feature game here. Rojeski comes just a little bit deep, so I think they are
Yeah.
going to try to play the
That's what I thought
split
too, 'cause I
on
thought
their
it'd be a
yellow
little
rock
slower
to
out
sit
here,
2.
but
If
not.
they freeze down to the one in the back 8, that just gives Rojeski the same shot to freeze down and force
not at all.
Curry to 1. So still really trying hard to get their deuce.
Yeah, they need
back
to
in the game.
need to generate offense somehow here. One's not really going to do them much good.
Yep. And they saw this was Doug's last rock, so they should be pretty confident on the line here.
I
Stay
know.
close. Close.
So kind of close. They're liking the
Stay
line.
close, guys. Oh.
Tim's calling that it's back line. So now I think Curry's trying to get more of a split here. Hit less of the rock so it doesn't hit it out. So we're just kind of waiting
Okay.
for it to curl up to tap it straight back. And
Boy.
when it wasn't curling up, Jeff just tried to audible to sweep to hit less of the rocks.
Just
They
about
could
really
have
good.
got the split.
Before that, we could hear
I
Doug
thought so.
talking
Yeah.
about
I
how
was
they've
there
been,
coming up, okay.
about 4 feet heavy on almost every shot this game, and he was about 4 feet heavy on that
Double
one.
for 3 there right
They
now.
just
Yep.
haven't not quite dialed in to.
Yep, and that almost very good.
Very
That's kind of been happening to
Very good.
Team Curry this game.
Yep.
It's probably the chili dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunch
if we're
choices.
at least 1-2, I don't mind this either.
Not always the best
I think it's
pregame
fine. I don't
fuel,
see how
but
they can get a bunch unless they split, right?
Pretty good, yeah.
Yep, so you have front end kind of talking about it, just
Yep. Sounds good.
confirming they like this call. You don't really want to hit a yellow one and again jam and give him a chance for 3. So playing the draw really will probably force Curry to draw for 1, or he might still be able to make a split for 2. But the most they should be giving up is 2.
Wow, we've been a little heavy on everything. Even that, your back line.
I think.
Yeah, just a little heavy on
So playing the scoreboard a little bit on
top
this one.
4.
Since they're up a lot, they're
four.
okay if
Top 8.
yellow ends up getting 2. So Jeski took a little bit off this one. The sweepers are working it a little bit here. Gets around the one in the top 12.
That's good.
Nice draw to the 4 foot.
You
So
hear it,
that
like,
takes
run
away
over
the split.
something here?
Yep.
So Jeff Curry's going to have to make a really good shot here for 1.
It's good, Sean.
He could have hit that one red for take 5
line
out of
near
that,
the ice.
couldn't he? You see the I got nothing.
Yeah, at this point I'd be expecting somebody to try to say double, triple points on this shot if he ends up getting shot rock. I think the last game
No,
the
there's not.
team tried to get 10 points
Yeah.
for their one shot.
Yep.
I agree. I like it. T-line, guys.
So Jeff's trying to
You gotta
play in this
help
draw
me.
here. We've kind of seen it check up and curl a little bit. So
Where are we putting it? Right where it is?
although it
Up?
looks like there's a very big port, it's going to be, he's got to
Why-
navigate that a little bit.
I wonder why he wouldn't do a just nose on that one on the side of the 4.
Well, you can't really see that whole rock. So
I
able to
can.
hit and
Really?
stay. You can from where you're sitting, perfect.
But I'm sitting over here.
So, you know, he'd have to flirt with that
I
guard
can barely
there
see
and-
all of it from
For
over
everything.
here.
Yeah, well, you're
Chris.
tall,
I'm-
man.
I'm
You're
further-
tall. I've got low center of gravity. I can see things different.
Right, flirting with the guard there, you might chip him in and give him more. So this one, he's playing the draw, staying in the
Line,
game,
guys.
get rid of the hammer,
Okay.
and see if they can get their
Okay.
stealing boots on. Doug's not quite sure what to do. It's going to curl.
What to tell you then?
It's kind of in between. The
Could
weight's
tick-
good,
it
but I
could
think
tick
he's
up
going to hit the
his.
yellow, so he's got to see if
Shifting
he
to
plays
plan
the
B.
tap.
Good line for the Rays.
See if he makes a tap for 1. And I think he makes a tap for 1, or is it still red gets 1?
I don't know. I'd
Come on.
guess that was yellow.
Yeah, I thought it would have
We'll see here.
Sometimes you take what you can get. And that one, just the line curled up, and he had good weight for a tap. So.
Yep.
So let's see what happens here with the change of the hammer. Rojeski has hammer now, up 6 to 1. I tried to give him 2 points there.
Either way.
He didn't quite cover the pin.
Right? Pin for 2.
Yeah. Tight when they get
Vote that one.
I wanted to say that that's my
One, they
favorite
gotta
song
actually
when
take
Ruby's
that
been growing up. When
the
she
best.
wants something, I always say, you can't always have what you want.
Thank you. That is now in my head.
I
You
know.
get what you need.
Yes.
If you try real hard.
She doesn't actually get too upset about that, actually. Usually gets a good smile. It's just she's going to be in a real bad mood, and I can use that.
Wow. And how old is Ruby now that you're trying
She's
to navigate?
9.
Oh, so
9.
navigating the 9-year-old daughter waters.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Good kid. She's junior program, junior
Yeah,
curler.
she does junior curling. She's not as excited about it as she is about rock climbing, though.
Ooh, that's something I haven't tried before, but would like to try that. Maybe she can take me rock climbing sometime.
Yeah, maybe she should.
Just
Yeah,
how
it'd
we
be
drew
kind
it
of
up?
fun having her belay you,
Yeah.
little 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just
Think-
moved up in levels so that because her old level wasn't like letting her belay, so now she belays
Roam,
and scares
roam,
me.
roam, 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 roam.
So good start here for Team Curry. They nailed the center guard.
Mark.
See if not having the hammer works out in their
Not
favor. Sometimes with
Mark,
curling,
only if
that
you're
hammer
whole.
can be a curse. So we'll see what happens. What Rojeski does with it. He tries the tick. Runs a little bit straighter than they thought. So
Schuster's
Curry
team
has their
was
center
really
guard
good
up.
with that ticking.
Yeah, you know John Landsteiner. He's been playing lead for many years, and yeah, he's
Oh,
rocking
yeah.
the ticks.
Yeah. Seems
Maybe
with the
can't
five
do it that bad,
with
but
the
after I
5-guard
let go,
rule,
it's
would
small, so we got
ticking
about
become
14
more
feet of
important?
room
Would that
here.
not change anything?
So maybe I did.
A little
Like if
bit.
a
You
team
might
is really good at ticking, would that?
you might see
back
teams
line.
have to practice the corner guard tick more often.
Mm.
You know, that's something you don't see much right now. Like, but
So why
you know,
did
that
you
might
say
be a
that?
shot that develops with the 5-guard rule.
It goes like this.
Yep. So they're cheering that
It's a lot
rock
of effort for
over,
a team
and
that's
Tim
down 6-1.
Solon, you can tell he's played 6 games this weekend and sweeping that
Back,
hard.
try.
Swept that coast to coast. So Rojeski's gonna come around here with those 2 guards, try and put one top 4, and then they'll start peeling as soon as they can with the next rock. So just kind of heavy cleaning this rock in. Nice weight right in front of the tee line.
Yeah, very nice shot.
You'll see.
Sean. Here, I want to take this. Did I do that? Did I do that?
Didn't he just throw the rock?
Not quite sure what Alex
Yeah,
was asking
yeah,
about.
what-
Did he do that? Like,
What was he talking
I'm
No,
trying to
we
look to
moved
see if
the
there's a
rock,
scratch
actually.
in the ice.
Yeah.
So, Team Curry here gonna try to draw one into the 4
tap.
foot. Doug's saying it's a little bit heavier, so they're gonna tap it a little
I know.
bit, see if they can get to the inside or if it's gonna just stay on the outside here. So again, just kind
Can't
of
miss 2 in a row.
a little bit
That's
heavy again.
detrimental.
That's
Yeah,
been their
yeah.
game.
Well, that was more like 5 or 6 feet, though.
Yep,
Right, here you go.
or
I
10.
left it out of the way for you so you can get them both.
How wide is the house?
Why
12
not?
feet.
12 feet. Yeah, that's right, because that's the 12-foot
We're working
circle.
on one at a time here.
Yeah. I've only been curling a couple years. Give me a break.
You'll get it.
Yeah. You know, on the TV when you watch it, they have all that information.
Right, yeah.
What was the
So
split
nice
on that
peel
front?
here by Mark Fenner.
84?
Nice audio of the hit.
Yeah,
It might be a little quick.
he throws a nice,
Yeah, that rock might
solid
go
rock.
fast. Okay.
So now Jeff Curry just kind of asking
Oh,
to
it's
draw
laughing
around
at
the
me.
center guard here.
Probably close.
Oh, you're like, you won't
Sort
let
of
me throw
ignoring
it.
this
So
one
we're
in the
just
4
working
foot
one
right
at a
now.
time right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get something set up, get a steal.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close. It's the same, Tim.
Really nice throw from Tim Solon. Sweepers are
Well, saying.
working the rock.
Moving.
kind of on and off of it. As Doug says, the weight's pretty close.
Gotta go.
It's curling in here pretty nice. They
It's
really
by the
don't want to
bar.
be too deep.
Yeah, real nice shot there.
Yeah, that's a beaut.
A real nice shot, yep.
Shot, Jim. Yeah.
Now, would that be a two-pointer?
Shot.
No.
Yeah.
Does it have to actually cover the pin in that two-point?
What was the rule for the slam, Pete, at the beginning of the
Good shot,
season?
Jim.
Was
Good
it
way.
button for 2 or cover the pin for 2?
Where was that?
I thought it was button. That's what I heard, but I could be wrong.
I think covering the pin.
So
Yeah,
that would
cover the-
count?
I bet that's not far off.
I think that is covering the
That's
pin.
close.
Yeah.
Have to look over top. Remember, you look down over top of it. We're kind of at an angle. So yeah, we were just kind of referencing how the Grand Slam of curling at the slam events, they sometimes try out different rules. So earlier in the season, they said if a team covers the pin, it's for 2. So it was kind of interesting. You didn't see the blank
Halfway,
ends. You had people trying to draw for 2 points to get their deuce that way. They played a couple events with the 5-rock rule and got feedback that teams really like that. So starting next season, 5-rock rule will be in effect. So it'll be interesting to see as curling clubs adopt that, the 5-rock versus the 4-rock rule.
That's not heavy.
That's not heavy, he says.
So again, asking the sweepers
See
to
these
kind of
guys
work
first.
this,
On the seat next
making
to us.
sure Doug's pro side and
Oh,
letting the
pretty
sweepers
hard,
sweep it instead of being heavy.
Very funny.
I'm sure Doug's well aware of the fact that they've been missing everything a little on the heavy side this game.
Sorry,
And
guys.
Yep.
wanted to make sure you change that. Good
Yeah.
enough. They're still peeling it, so
Yep, really high guard, but Rojeski knows scoreboard's in his favor, and he just wants to make sure he doesn't give up a steal more than 1. Right now, they'd kind of be in a pretty good position, even if or Team Curry stole one every end. It's a nice peel by Ike. Yep, Jeff's just kind of asking Doug to put this rock a little bit tighter. He's giving him a little bit more ice, knowing that it's curling with guards. Trying to get this to the center line.
No need. Yeah.
No more.
Really nice solid delivery by Doug Pottinger. Sweepers are liking
So
it. They're
Wild are up
kind
to
of
third
on
now,
and
huh?
off a little bit. Heavy cleaning.
Yeah, they're out of the wild cards. St. Louis.
So just sweeping it, trying to get to the
St.
center
Louis
line
is
now.
opposite. Started 13-3, and they're now out of the playoffs as of today. Yeah, last night they actually fell out of the 8.
So got this guard a little bit tighter, and Rojeski's going to ask Jeff Isaacson to peel this off again.
That's gooder.
It's a little tight. We got Alex sweeping this hard, trying to hold the line straight. I just curled too far. Got the
Well, that kind of makes up for our last one last time. I guess. Call it even.
Ike wasn't happy with just the straight peel, so he said, I might as well just get them all.
might as well do the run back. He left a
Yeah,
shooter
we're
there
gonna go
though,
call it even
so
on those two now.
that's what Curry's going to try to use now.
All right. What do you like?
Finally got a little bit of a miss or a make. Like I said, kind of got the run back, got the shot rock off the button, but
Oh,
left the
yeah.
shooter up there. So
Yep.
again, that's what
Yeah.
Curry's going to
Yep,
kind of
probably, yeah.
use to try to set up a steal. He's choosing to tap this off the 4-foot, so maybe he'll get a little tap and leave a shot rock.
Yeah, a couple nice shots here by Jeff. They still could generate a good steal opportunity.
Yep.
I keep on getting distracted by the pastel checkered pants on sheet 4.
Oh, those are sweet.
Yeah.
What event is that one again? You said that's the 4th event on 4?
That's the 4th event.
And that looks like that's our closest game right now, so that could be a battle.
Oh, we did.
See sheet 3 at. I got to get my notes.
You want to give a
Adam
recap?
took my notes.
We have Scott Clausen out there on sheet 3, and you said that's the 3rd
I
event,
don't know
I
how
think?
he got
Yep.
that to
Yep,
curl
that's the
either.
third event.
It looks like it's 6-2 for the non-Scott Clausen rink.
Yeah, so it's Clausen versus Lou or Lau, L-A-U-X.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
Cool, so Jeff Curry's rock's coming down here now. Doug's hoping for a little bit of movement, running a little bit straight.
On its own.
He's like
Got to
hack,
come over a little bit, yeah.
hack weight again, so a little bit more weight than they thought.
Right on
Tapped
the
him
nose.
back. So not getting that one out of play. This is
Good
going to give
shot, Jeff.
Rojeski a chance to set up a deuce here. He's going to throw pretty much the same thing, tap that back, and keep a shooter.
A little surprised if
I'd
Jesse's
say.
not just peeling the guard here. By hitting and rolling out on this, he's going to give Jeff a chance to bury one better right behind that guard, and he
I
might
think
have.
roll out, I just meant out to the 12 foot, so good correction.
But even that, I mean, if he rolls anywhere, you know, Jeff's going to have a shot to bury around that center guard.
Yep, the center guard's still in play, so the steal would still be on.
Okay, guys. Marriage is a partnership.
Exactly, thanks for that coaching.
Welcome.
So we kind of forgot the update here. Are you still looking at your notes to see?
Yeah, well, sheet 4, the fourth event is Allendorf versus the Movers. Allendorf is the team with the bright pants.
Okay.
Hard.
And then everybody knows who the final teams are, and then the second event's on sheet 6.
Yeah, it's Frogtown, Quebec versus, I think, Winnipeg Van de Meslier, something like that.
Wow.
Weird.
So I don't know, I kind of got fooled a little bit on this. Rodzeski threw a little bit more weight than Jeff Curry.
Weight was good.
Took similar broom and just kind of ran super straight. So
So
that has been a tricky spot. We saw that in the semifinal earlier this morning, where up in your weight a little bit just ran super straight there. So Curry's wondering the best place to put this rock to make it really hard for Rodzeski to get one.
maybe, yeah. But even if we get it in a good spot where we can't blank it, it's an easy follow right down to it. This way it's more of a cold draw.
Cold draw.
Cold draw. So good
wasn't
conversation between
Yeah.
Jeff
Actually
Curry and Doug
took,
Pottinger.
right there.
Sounds like they want to make Rodzeski throw a cold draw. They don't want to
Yeah,
leave us
sounds good.
open because he can just blast it to get the blank. So that was what they were talking about. Where can they put this rock there that Rodzeski can't throw it hard to bring a blank in play and keep hammering.
Yeah, their best bet here is to force him into some kind of draw. If they leave any rock wide open, he's going to play the safer shot, play a hit. You're not going to get another flash out of him. So there's a good chance, of course, he'll just nail the draw, that out-turn draw if he's forced to play it too. But
Yeah, right now he has the full
you
4
gotta
foot. So,
gotta do the best you can.
so they're wondering, do they have to make this better and tap it up, not give Sean Rodzeski the full 4 to draw to, but then you risk setting up a double. So
Hard, guys.
goal 1 is to get around this guard here.
Room. Just T line. T plus. Heavy T. Heavy T.
So they're by the guard. They're going to tap it.
Nope, nothing.
How much separation will they have?
Pretty nice.
So pretty nice shot. They didn't quite get the inside roll.
Just
Make
1
it hard.
foot heavy that time instead of the
Looking
4
for
to
like
6 they have.
72,
Huh?
75.
And Rodzeski just confidently putting the broom down, saying, "I'll draw the 4
Well,
foot."
you throwing the
So,
double blank.
Yeah.
he's not looking at the hit. So here we'll see.
Just
He's got
pick one of
2
them.
great sweepers on the front end to be able to judge this. So his goal will be to kind of lob it in the ballpark and let Alex Fenson and Mark Fenner put this right in the full 4 foot. Little piece of the button, get some shot.
Start throwing punches.
Is this going to be a $5,000 shot? Could this win the game for him?
I think so. If he makes this, I wouldn't be surprised to see handshakes. But if steal a 2, and who knows?
And then it'll be exciting. We can start covering the 4th event.
Yeah.
Well, even the second event over here, it looks like Red was down 4, but they're sitting there with an open hit to tie it.
So sweepers have the broom down here. We've seen this tricky where it's over curled, so they got to try and hold. Looks like they're holding the line pretty nice here.
It's not heavy.
Working it coast to coast here to get a piece of the button for shot. Ike's out there to help.
Well, if I can't get it there.
Sweepers are slowing down, so
There you go.
ends up shorting it. Steal it
telling me,
too,
yeah.
so game on.
Ike's got really good sweeping
Thanks.
form, I notice. He's got, like, he keeps his back really straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to
He
start
looks like
half
he's
an
all
hour
bundled
after.
up, though. Don't you just look like he's all bundled up? Like he's got a lot of, I don't know. Just to me, he looks like he's bundled.
Sometimes it gets cold out there and you need multiple layers.
Yeah. It doesn't, I mean,
They really haven't been sweeping a lot, having,
like it the other
you know,
way
Mark
around.
Fenner throw a lot of peels. He's just running back and forth. So, all right, 6-3. A little bit of life here in
Yeah.
Curry.
that's great.
Calling the center guard. So maybe this is going to be a game where you don't want the hammer.
Could be. On sheet 6 here, the second event final, our local Frogtown team just converted on their open hit for 4 to tie the game up against
4-4.
the Winnipeg team.
Wow, nice.
So game on over there.
Yeah.
All right, so they're sweeping this really hard here. Team Curry's really trying to adjust to not be throwing them heavy.
Kind of a
and
tweener.
we gotta, as Doug says, they either want a tight guard or a high guard, and it's in between. They're going to want to try and fit multiple guards in there.
Perfect. What do you do with
and
it?
not set up a double peel. So knowing that Mark Fenner's really good at hitting, that's their goal right now, is to make sure they don't
Or is
give
he
him a chance.
good? He did miss it.
He did. I try and forget about those ones.
Take our word for it. He's good.
We played against him a couple times where he was able to make a lot of rocks go away, so we have seen it firsthand.
Come.
So here Rajewski's just trying to go top 4.
No attempt at the tick this time.
Just over
That is
straight.
right. They did play the tick last time, so just want to make sure they keep this a little bit cleaner. They'll probably be making sure they don't leave guards in play. So Curry calling to freeze down here on top of that, since that guard's kind of halfway in between. Doesn't want to risk throwing another guard and giving a chance for a double peel. So Troy asked to freeze down on that one in the 4-foot. Pro side would be to be a little bit short. Full 12 would be great.
Kind of hanging out there.
Yeah, it's
But
going to
this-
spot
this
that's going
one
to curl.
go,
This
yeah.
goes hard at the end if you have
can't
the
go
right weight. So Doug just doesn't want to go now. They know they can finish it if they need to. So that didn't seem to hit that one spot in the ice that curls. It must just be a path of a few inches where they get a lot of curl out of it, but nice weight from Troy. They're starting to dial into their draw weight. So Alex asked to play kind of a control weight hit. Nose hit this one and keep a shooter there.
Whoa.
So nice weight on that, nice throw, able to have the sweepers be on a little bit.
Yeah, nice little rollover.
Nice little roll, yep.
We'll see who was better.
So Jeff
for it,
Curry's
yeah?
going to call the draw the other side, still try to freeze down into the 4-foot.
A little speedy. Might be right.
So
She
again,
can't hear us.
A
Oh,
little uppy thing.
well, the team's just confirming on the weight on here that it's
I gotta
a
go
fast
help
on the side.
Corinne.
Tim Solon trying to freeze his rack here on the one in the top 4-foot.
Pretty close. Little tap, maybe. Little tap.
So Doug's saying
Yeah,
it's
we're good.
a little bit heavier than the T-line.
Coming down,
Thought,
actually.
but it's coming down. So that rock kind of checked up on him a little bit. Good speed.
We kind of convinced
Over
ourselves that
curled
rock
a
was
little bit on him
fast.
too. So we'll see Rajewski peel this guard.
Yeah. Try, Tim.
So this is running pretty straight, kind of a little bit outward motion.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
Mark leaves the guard up there, picks the one in the 4-foot. He's not extremely happy with himself, but it's a good bonus to get that one in the back.
Yeah, it's a nice miss.
Yeah, they'll take that as a plan B, but not sure what's going on with his peels. He's just struggling a little bit. Just
Oh, I'm telling you about him.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was really tight broom on that. So with the tight broom, you know, it's really straight on the ice, and when you throw a lot of weight, ice is not forgiving when it's in a straight spot. So here they can freeze down. Jeff Curry's
Too close.
happy that that guard's still in play. Still potential to steal. Tim makes a really good adjustment on this weight, giving it to the sweeper. Sweeper sweeping it all the way down.
Very
Shot,
nice.
Tim.
Great shot.
Tucked over even.
Yep. So see, now Sean's wondering if we should peel the other side or play this side. This side just might be running a little straight, so we got Mark throwing this again.
Oh.
It's wide again.
I think he's going to get a little bit of piece of it. So, yeah, that spot's just running like super, super straight. So, Mark focused on his release there to make sure he threw it as clean and straight at the brim as he could. Nice shot.
Yep. Gotta keep him busy up front for a couple of things.
So, yep, Curry will put the guard up, as Doug said. Kind of keep them peeling and then take their chance and make a move on those 2 rocks on the 4-foot as late as they can in the end to try and set up another steal.
Two's good, guys. Right after.
Sweeper's
Line's
just heavy
close.
cleaning it. Doug's liking the weight. Sweepers are liking the weight.
Yeah, that's a very nice guard.
Nice shot. Sometimes guards can be the trickiest shot to make. You're throwing them a little bit lighter, might over curl. So good team shot there.
Yeah, and there's so many like variables. Like you got to curl a lot more, so the broom is probably much more finicky.
Playing it.
Yep. So here they're kind of playing the other turn for Ike's peels. Just let it cross over the center line. No problem for Ike.
It's amazing how many logos you see when you look
Yeah,
out
one
on
more of these, then
these
we might have to
teams.
get creative on next one.
See that Packer logo there? Sensing.
Yeah, Packers are pretty awesome. It's just
Yeah.
seeing
No, we
those
do.
logos out there,
Everybody
right?
needs Packers. I mean,
A little less, guys.
we wouldn't have any meat if we didn't have Packers. And we have to have meat to eat.
Oh, is that what it was? I was just thinking
Finish
football
it, guys.
here.
Finish it. Yep.
The Packers.
Yep.
I don't have my glasses on today, so can't read the
All right,
fine
guys.
print.
Finish it up.
We interviewed John Miller
That's good. Just clean.
for. There's a whole team of people that went to Estonia.
Oh, yeah.
We interviewed the whole team. We're still producing it. We're going to be releasing it here in about a week or two. And he started the very first part of the podcast. He was like, "It was a late hit. It was a late hit." It's like this whole running thing about
So what do you think we
about
do?
our interview. Because
Huh.
I made him drink out of a little Vikings mug.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Estonia. Heard a lot of people talk about going over there. We kind of have that on our radar to try to get over to Estonia. Heard it's great ice, great hospitality, and
Yeah, they're
everything's cheap over there. I
they
guess,
want
once
to
you
make
get there.
they want to make themselves like a Scandinavian country. They want to be
Might be
considered
better to try and
Scandinavian,
Oh,
this
okay.
over here
like
and not
because
roll
they're right by
across.
Finland, and they share a lot of
Yeah,
cultural
get clearer
ties to
separation that way. It's gonna give 'em a
Sweden
double
and
is the only
Finland
thing,
and
but
that area.
That helped me make that thing.
So, like,
Yep.
Estonia is
they
one
come
of
around
those
the 2 rock on the last one.
of the 50 countries that might be at
Yeah,
the
me?
World
We
Mixed
gotta
Doubles
make sure we get rid
competition
of the
that
1 rock.
they've been winning World Curling Tour events, and they're coming on strong. So, who knows? In the future, you could see Team Estonia.
Yeah, the
winner in
team that went over there for this Bonspiel was
Got a chance to do something good
Dr.
here.
John Miller, Eric
Back race?
Ordway, Dave Smead, and William Rivelis. And he said, they were like, yeah, they were surprised by how much we drink.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, that club wasn't just like they had to bring in extra beer.
Wow.
I was like,
Well,
okay.
we late. By doing this, we at least late
Yeah, they've
2.
traveled to a couple
see what
events, haven't they? When's
Yep.
that
Gotta break up.
podcast going to come out that we can listen to?
Probably in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Looks like plenty.
Because they've been to the Czech Republic as well, haven't they?
I think so. In Spain,
Middle of the night,
Scotland.
cracking and banging and hissing at me.
Yeah, Eric went to the Czech Republic instead of playing in the men's nationals with me.
Over last
Oh.
Sunday
Oh, yeah, that's right.
when I got back from St. Louis.
Little scheduling conflict.
So, just an update there on sheet 3. I kind of saw out of the corner of my eye a nice run back double, and it's a handshake. So,
Serena is pretty used to
who
it.
was Yellow Rocks over there?
That was Croy Nürnberg that just made the nice double. So
Pretty low.
All right, so Croy Nürnberger's team.
beat
Was it- was
the
Croy
beat,
skipping,
beat
though?
Clausen.
Serena came over all the time when we lived there.
So we have our first event final.
is it?
Well,
That's the
that's
third
the third
event.
event, but the first of the final events final.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dang, that was hard to say.
Whoa, whoa.
Well, it's simplified now. It's just 3.
I did proud of you.
So now we have games on 4, 5, and 6. Sheet 5 here, so they decided to make that play on the rocks in the 4-foot.
In your room.
Nice, split those out.
Nice touch on that one with Curry. Sitting
Shot,
2.
Jeff, attaboy.
Yep, sitting 2 here.
Kind of just hoping for another miss out of Rajeski, I think. Just, not a real good, no real way to lock up a steal on this end, so they're just
Yeah.
going to try to sit 2
Yeah,
and
exactly.
see if they get lucky again or at
No
least
double.
force them to 1.
Getting ugly.
So that red in the
That was tough, yeah.
12 foot, you
But
think that's
we're at the point where we're hoping for
closer to the front?
for a little help.
I don't know. I think yellow might be sitting
up.
two. Trying to look at the overhead, but
Yeah.
I can't tell where the
Doesn't
red
make
rock
the
is.
roll.
we
I'm
need
pretty
new
sure
tees,
yellow's
I
sitting
guess.
2. Sean will try to get a little hit and roll under here.
Pete, did I see that you're running for the board?
I am.
You got my vote.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That makes one of us. No, I'm just kidding.
Vote for Pete.
It's all right.
Two.
Sean with his first rock here in the 5th end. Trying for a little inside roll if they can get it. So a nice control weight.
Looks like it's
Trying to
gonna
make
hit
it
on the
curl.
nose.
Pretty hard.
Kind of lost the
So-
curl over
Yep.
there. Wasn't
Yeah, that
First-
just ran super straight.
First end, they had a couple that just snapped hard at the end, but
Okay.
So Jeff's gonna just try and
Try it.
hit here. If he can get an inside roll, that's great. To
Think you threw
sit
it bad
two
or
and see if Sean's gonna draw to the 4-foot again, or if he'll play that short run back since Team Rojeski has that red rock in the top 12.
See the manager over there cleaning the ice. We're on sheet 3. St. Paul
Nice.
team taking care of the non-St. Paul team, I guess.
Yeah. So Jeff Curry with his last rock here in the 5th end.
Clean.
So they're keeping a close eye on it because this is a spot, as Pete mentioned earlier, it could check up, but run straight. Looks
Yeah.
like he's going to get the nose hit here. Or roll up to the
Gonna roll.
Roll out.
Too much.
Oh.
That's not good.
So Bummer rolled maybe a little too far, or maybe they might still be sitting 2 here. Team Rojeski's taking a close look at it to see if yellow's sitting 1 or 2.
Be nice if we could get a couple here.
Yep, and that's what they're looking at. So kind of
close,
front end on
almost
Team
have to hit it,
Rojeski
it's
said
Ready?
is would be nice to score a few. So they're going to hit this one. It might be a measure to see if they get 1 or 2.
Play the split.
Yeah, they could go ahead and try the
Don't know
split
if we
like
can roll this one in enough, though.
Alex just mentioned down there.
Maybe.
Yeah, not have to bother with the
But
measure.
the split seem a little risky since they're not already shot.
Yep. So if he can make the nose hit roll in, they'll have 1 for sure. And then I don't know. They looked at it a couple times down there. It might be a measure for 2.
It must be closer than it looks here. I mean,
Yeah.
from this angle, it doesn't look close, but you can't see the front. That's why we need those drones.
I don't know if we've played anything out this wide so far in the game.
2.
See if this one snaps up on them.
Yeah, I think mainly they've been playing draws there inside edge of 8. So this is new territory.
Oh,
Looks like it's
looks like he read it well.
nice throw and rock.
Very nice.
Sweepers walked it in. So 1 for sure. We'll see if it's 2.
Guessing we'll have to measure it. The way they've been looking.
Probably worth measuring. I would assume it's yellow. Yeah, that's right. It is. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so we'll have our first measure of the game.
Yeah, we actually have an electronic measure graphic that we can put up on the screen. Adam's not listening, so
6 to 1.
Oh, you do? You can try and figure it out
Somebody will.
because that's 100% accurate 60% of the time.
Hey, Adam, can you put the overhead camera in and then do the measurement? I want to see if it's. Oh, yeah, we don't have that kind of
He lied.
capability. All right, never mind.
Fine.
We're going to have to go with the old-fashioned metal pole method.
Sweet. Maybe next upgrade because these headsets are pretty sweet.
Yeah, well,
I'm guessing the players down there would have went with the pole anyway. Maybe not trusted your graphic.
yeah.
Not since yesterday. But I tripped and burned it and we had to go an extra. We would love to have it. Just a nudge, huh?
Oh, wow.
Couple points?
Yeah, sheet 6, it looks like they're putting every rock in play. So yellow was up 4, red got 4, and next end
Yellow,
we
but
have a
not by as much as it was.
busy looking house there.
Sounds like the measurement was real close, but it was yellow.
Yeah,
So
but not by as
Yellow, his
much
eyes
as,
were
we
correct.
thought it was.
Red gets 1.
That's pretty close.
4-point game. 7-3, playing the 6th end here.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, that sheet 6 has got It's hard to follow, actually.
It's like red sitting 1 over there.
And that's the second event final over there, right? So
That's correct.
Anything but a deuce.
all right. So Alex
Yeah,
is
you
going to be
always
asked
get
to
a
put this
deuce.
in
Darn
top
it.
4, being up 4 points. Sweeper's really working it here. They'd prefer for this not to be a guard. So it just came up a little short there. We'll see if they have Alex hit that after. I love that
Yes,
when
high center.
Pete
Yep.
calls for me to hit my own rock out of play in league at 10:30 at night when I short it.
I'm sure that never happens.
Yeah. Guys on the team get a kick out of it.
I thought you skipped that team.
From the hack. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish that I curled more with that Cameron guy is on your team. He seems like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Good guy.
You should hit him up for clubs. You guys curl on the same curling club.
So
He'd
look
love
at
to get
this.
back to club nationals.
So Team Curry is actually guarding that red rock, so red can't hit it out.
So
not sure.
Alex doesn't get to play the discipline shot and hit his own out. We got 2 guards.
That's good weight.
Discipline shot, also known as the peel of shame.
Look at that mess.
I like to call it the discipline shot over the peel of shame. There's no shame in curling.
Thank you. Would you like my beer?
No, thank you. You can have it.
I'm not drinking these days, though.
Oh, well, I won't have it wasted then.
All right.
Happy to help you out.
Thank you. Jordan just stopped by, gave us some beers. I will probably drink if someone else gives me a drink, but I'll resist for a while.
Oh, now I feel bad that I took your beer.
No, don't.
You want another shot of cold medicine instead?
I'd rather have the cold medicine.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
How many viewers do we have now that we're in the 6th end?
Top eight's not bad, huh?
I think we have how many?
Just checking with our stats guy.
Gotta go.
So we do thank everybody who joined in today to watch this St. Paul 86th Annual Bonspiel. For those of you joined us late, just going to repeat that this game is for $5,000. The winner will get $5,000, and
Just switch to the hot line.
runner-up will get $1,000. So
I thought we had to go just to get it in,
could
though.
get pretty exciting here if Team Curry can get their deuce and come within 2 points to make for a great 7th and 8th end.
Mark Fenner's been a little
So
off
tired
on
of
his
trying to
hits.
switch
See if
up
he
or
can
we would've fallen and burned it anyway.
a little more solid on this one. Playing more of a
Down.
control weight.
Yep, so bringing the weight down a little bit. Ice
Good
has
shot.
been a little
Beauty.
tricky when you up
Back
your weight. It's
line.
been running super straight, so it makes it a little bit harder.
Yep. So yeah, good idea for them
Bringing
to
the
bring the weight
sweepers in.
down on the, like you said, with the
Yeah, Mark.
straight ice. Gives you a lot more control if you can throw that kind of weight on the when the ice is running straight.
Yeah, so great team shot there. Line called well, rocks thrown well, and sweepers just did what they needed to do to make the shot. So Jeff Curry with hammer. He doesn't mind that there's some guards up there. He's playing for the 4-foot, trying to get as many rocks as he can to set up his deuce.
Hey, Adam. So, my
it wasn't a complaint, it was feedback.
So Conlon is kind of heavy. They might need this one in the
Can't go.
4-foot as backing to kind of hit and roll off of it. But as we've seen all game, is
bouncing much.
you have a little bit more weight. This runs straighter here, so it's
Zap,
hard to
little
get an
zap, little
inside
zap.
roll.
Like I've lost control of it. I just muted myself and I lost control.
Definitely the other side's curling more, but the teams have been liking playing this side of the sheet where it's running a little bit straighter.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, you know what I can do? Oh, there it looks like it's working now.
Little in out, yeah. Yeah, you take that and just a couple feet extra weight makes a big difference. And I've done that a few times.
So I'm gonna ask
Actually, we've
Mark
all
to
done
hit
it
this
just about
rock.
all game, other than a couple. Jeff's
You won't be able to keep a shooter right there because on a little jam. So trying to avoid the jam, just hitting this rock clean.
Brought the weight up here.
Yep, threw a little bit more weight here.
Does he have it?
And
Ooh,
again, just
another
kind of
miss.
consistently, just that little in out
Yeah.
in straight spots. Kind of
No-
getting
Is
marked
that
a little
marked?
bit today.
No forgiveness.
Nope.
All right, well,
Same.
just because you guys are having this beer, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Same weight. Yeah.
Well, I do have a rule that I'll drink at a Bonspiel.
Chap and lie, as we call it in the old school.
Yeah.
So Jeff Curry here trying to draw another one under, maybe get a little tap and split.
That's an interesting
Either
beer.
way, he kind of has a chance here.
What beer is that?
It's IPA.
A little more.
So a few more people kind of filtering in here.
Back
Nice
eight.
little turnout for people watching the finals of the 86th annual International Bonspiel here in St. Paul.
I was a little disappointed in the description of the beer because I know that the international team, they're really nice.
So got the split,
Yeah.
kind of had
it's
to go a
gonna
little bit
out
more,
too
rolled
far.
a little too far, popped out the other side.
But if you participate, they do a really good job of getting a lot of local brews here. And so this beer is, I think, is really
Good
interesting.
shot,
Yeah.
It's got a very interesting flavor, and I asked Jordan what it was, and he said it's an IPA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rick and Dave and everyone that helps them with this spiel, they do a fantastic job. If anyone out there is listening and wanting to do a fun men's spiel, we're talking, obviously the teams in the final here are pretty competitive, but there's all levels of teams here. Everyone's here
64
coming
teams,
here to have
right?
fun. Yeah, 64 teams.
So,
64 teams started on
Holding the speed
Thursday
well,
night, and we're down to our
Holding the speed
final
well.
6 teams on the ice.
Didn't really seem to be checking up.
It's a great value.
Although we haven't
All
had
you
any real
can-
straight draws to see
You know,
what that last
we got,
few feet
like
is.
Chris said, tons of local beer sponsors, lots of great beer,
Food all weekend,
food
too,
all
right?
weekend.
Yep. You had
Great
chili
grill,
dogs.
Great fun, yep.
Yeah, keep a heavy clean on it.
That's always good to get chili dogs and curlers before they go on the ice.
Happy I'm behind the glass right now.
Yeah.
Just the difference, huh? Yeah.
So kind of a lot of talk on this one. Unfortunately, Alex Fenson
Yeah,
is
that
wearing the
one was
mic,
even a
so
couple feet more, actually.
can't really hear what Sean
That's just
Rojeski and Jeff Isaacson are talking about.
We could
I
have,
think they're kind of scared to hit that shot, that yellow rock that's in the forefoot, because they don't want to jam it. So they might be deciding to hit the open rock here. And Jeff Curry's team might be able to have a good chance for a deuce here.
Yeah, they need it. They got to get at least 2 here.
I think we just go.
They'll probably do whatever they can to
he peels this out. You think we just go
see if they can
top
get a
one?
chance for 3.
I don't think we do anything with those side ones.
So
Too
nice
far
throw
apart.
here by
I think
Jeff.
it's
We
very-
haven't seen a lot of hits down this path, so Mark Fenner sweeping it, picking it out clean here, not leaving anything around that can be used against him, kind of thing. Is
Great draw.
Jeff
Try to
Curry is
bury
trying
it,
to put rocks in front of the tee line. They don't want to have rocks
Yeah,
that
we
could
don't want
jam
that,
on him
right.
later. So Doug being asked to draw full 8 to be third count. Those rocks in the edge of the forefoot here
Okay, best case
are in Team
is,
Curry's
fully
favor, having
Outcount that
Team Rojeski's red
one
rock
the
behind the
third
tee
shot
line.
and not give him a double on this one and that one stop 4.
Yep, so as Doug Pottinger just kind of explained, they want to make sure they don't set up a double, so they want to do the best they can to bear this in the 8-foot.
I think we had the wrong camera up there for a while, so sorry to all our viewers there.
Little bit for line. Little for line.
So as you're looking then at this rock setup, Team Curry does have hammer. There's 2 guards. Alex Fenson came short with his first rock, so Team Curry
Yep,
decided
yep,
to guard
stay on
that so he couldn't peel out
Stay
his
on
own
it.
rock.
Stay on it, guys.
Doug's just
Get
coming up a
back,
little
get back.
short over curling here. So having 2 guards.
yeah, they pulled off kind of early. I don't know.
Rock's done that a couple of times.
And Doug's finally
I don't
saying
know,
that
a
rock's done it a
little
couple times. I thought that was over curling on most of the game.
Not,
So we'll see if he
Very
adjusts in the
normal for
7th
my
and 8th
in-turn
end.
to over curl. My out-turn does once in a while. My in-turn doesn't
Right.
very often. So I'm
Somebody
kinda
is like massaging their microphone.
wondering if I soften.
Oh, that's Doug. He's got his arms crossed.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
In the U.S.-Sweden game, I was fascinated by Nicholas Edin. Looked like he had, like, you can put a little wind guard on those mics. Like if you're outside, it's like they call it a
Oh, okay.
rabbit's tail, and it will prevent. And it looked like he had one, and I was like, why is he the only guy? That's the only. I was like, he's the only guy that has that. And I thought, is it because it's dangling? Turned out he had this necklace of a Viking ship that his mom gave him that looked kind of like that.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say he throws the rock pretty hard and
Yeah.
slides out hard, and
Well, I was thinking
his
maybe I
yelling
could
you
get
can
a
see his
pro
breath
tip.
when it's cold.
Oh,
Okay, well, that's good.
Those Skip's voices that you need to yell over everybody.
was
It
his
sounds
foot?
actually pretty quiet out there tonight.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
a little bit noisier in the semifinal with 8 games going on, but these teams
Teams
have either been just making the shot or missing, I guess, because close shots you can get a lot of yelling going on. So here we go. We have Alex and Mark working this rock pretty hard for the line, trying to get inside, tapping this back. Just barely gets by the guard.
That's nice. Yeah.
Real
Great
Okay.
shot.
Good. Real good.
So Ike's been asked to throw a lot of hits this game, and Draw, he just came up pretty clutch here.
Okay.
Got by the guard, had good line, nice shot.
Either that or tap the one I just threw. Kind of hard though. Kind of hard to get it out of the way enough, isn't it?
So
Well,
Doug's
I
wondering
think
kind of to
if
play
we
the
tap
tap
this
again to
in,
set up multiple points. Jeff Curry's looking
you're
at
right.
the in
I think that's
off
most
because he could kind of triple all the reds out with this in off,
Yeah.
and then his shooter.
You're trying to.
It's
to
not
hit it
really
into
going
the
to
crotch
spin
or
up,
straight into
but
the six?
you might not leave a double for
Right,
Team Rojeski. So
Not up here. Okay.
His times are normally
Yeah, I
similar
think
to Sean's.
with that in off, I would worry about
Sean's been throwing like
leaving those a little too open and maybe giving Sean the double. But again, the way it's running there, there's more of a chance that if he sees the double and overthrows
Yep.
it and
So
gets it a little bit outside in that straight spot,
little less than half.
yeah,
get a
that's
big
been
miss out of him.
that's
so.
been a
Okay.
tricky spot. So
Hey, you trimmed up today.
Yep.
Very good. Yeah.
They're
sometimes
talking about their beard.
Yeah.
You trimmed up. Yeah.
I assume that's the out turn. Not sure it matters actually.
So Doug asking kind of what turn to throw, and he thinks with the ice and how straight it's running, it doesn't really matter what turn he throws, he can make the shot. So he's playing the out turn, playing this inside out,
Yep.
see if he can
Yep.
make an in off.
Need to get something out of this.
Close.
Must be close.
So it's close. See if it backs off right here.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, so close. He needed to curl
Yeah.
a little bit more to go in that pocket. So threw it pretty good.
Ooh, that was almost awesome.
Yeah.
That spins up and
Yeah.
I think we'll have to see maybe a guard out of Sean here.
Crazy good.
So again, still smiling, having a good time out
Hands on
there.
Pretty
It's one of the
much.
great things with curling. These guys all know each other, played against each other a lot, and
Oh, that's
having a lot
been-
of fun
yeah.
out there. So great to see.
Spins up another quarter
Yeah,
rock.
like in
Funny.
curling, which is different than other sports. People don't feel bad when you lose. Curling. Everybody likes to.
They all go anyway.
They're just happy.
Pete
to
might
play.
have a different answer on that.
Depends on the
Yeah,
game.
I'd say you're
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. We're all competitors out there, and
Yeah, but we're
Jordan drove over here and he's going to watch the last end. So if this goes to another end, I'm going to throw my headset over to Jordan because he has not been on the mic much
oh wow,
since he's had his child. So
wow! I don't think I've ever been on the mic with Jordan. And again, thank you for having us today.
well, I'm going
Pleasure
to
to be
take
able
it
to be on
back.
the mic.
I'm going to take it back. He might not actually show up. Yeah, it's been fun. You've done a very good job. You obviously know what you're talking about. First time I curled with you in that lupus spiel, that was like my first year curling, I think, or second year curling, and yeah, I was like, oh, rock knowledge is at a completely different level.
That was a fun time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I think we had some success in the lupus spiel too, right?
Well, fourth event winners means that we didn't have success, but then had success.
Yeah, but we had to play against Val Sweeting or John Morris.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty fun.
Yeah, or we get maybe something off this one.
Yeah, there wasn't quite $5,000 on the line for that, but raised a lot of money for the Lupus
I
Foundation.
think we got a
So-
glass though,
it might be a
Yeah.
Yes.
Must have been
Yes,
a
I
little
think we did.
so we got that going for us, which
It didn't just go, it went.
How else do you drink
early and
beer?
often.
yeah,
Which is nice.
Then I
Yeah,
did
which
the
is
same
nice.
thing.
Down in Mexico, we were in Mexico, and there's a big thing. Restaurants would have these stickers on their menu saying, "Don't order drinks with straws,"
Oh.
because apparently
why?
straws in Mexico don't, decompose. Takes hundreds of years,
Oh, wow.
and you shouldn't order drinks with straws. That was the big environmental push down there.
So all those online are probably yelling at us right now because that's what I do when I'm on the couch, not talking about the game.
Yeah,
So Sean Rojeski's trying to play like a finesse shot here to tap these. Sweeper's working hard. It's going to over curl and tap this yellow one. So I don't think he was calling the guard. I think he kind of wanted to draw down a little bit, but good plan B. It gives Sean the thumbs up.
It's a good thing we have you on this this web stream to keep us,
Focus.
you know, on focus. Like you can represent the couch curlers at home, and Pete and I will represent the people sitting around the table drinking beer.
Drinking beer. Yeah, so now Team Curry has hammer here, and with these double guards, trying to think how you don't open it up and give Team Rodzeski a chance to double. But unfortunately, they're only sitting one right now, and they really want to get two in this end. So trying to see how they do that.
Well, this might be a good point. I'll transition Jordan in. He's itching.
Yeah, let's listen to Doug and Jeff's conversation here.
You know, if it just comes in and settles in here somewhere.
Normal, I'm hitting that into a piece of that, and it's going to be spinning.
It's gonna.
So they're kind of looking, seeing if they hit that outside red one that Sean Rodzeski just threw. If the yellow one would rub off the red on the left side and roll into the house, sitting multiple, and then there's one lonely red rock left for Rodzeski to only have one shot left. The other option was to try to throw kind of back line hack, hit that yellow rock, just biting the forefront on the outside to chip the red one out. But then you kind of give Rodzeski some hits to get out of it. So choosing to play the red guard that Rodzeski just threw and see if they can spin that yellow one straight back.
Yeah, I think this call is a good gamble. Like they have to try to do whatever they can to get more than 2 points here.
Did Doug say that they're going to play the hope card?
The hope card?
The hope card?
Yeah.
Or the hope game.
Pretty much. I mean,
it looks good.
When you're moving.
So he wants to hit this on the side and hit.
I think he wants to
like
close
tick
the
it
nose.
almost.
Hit it close to nose to just barely hit the yellow. The yellow will rub off the red on the left side and go straight back.
That's wide.
So this is kind of where we've seen a couple rocks run pretty straight. He might hit more than he wants of this, so let's see what happens when they make contact.
Just like that.
Just like that, comes straight back. There's one lonely red rock.
Except that red rock might be shot now. It's the only problem with that shot.
Yep. So right now the way this sits is that yellow 4 rock, if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see the numbers on the screen, but the one that's kind of biting the 4 foot there, that middle yellow rock, if Team Curry would hit half of that to chip the red out, they could get 4 to tie up this game.
I think
so
that's a little optimistic.
Well, the conversation is, do you guard up that shot, because it is for 3 or 4, or do you draw a second shot in, put it on the tee line where they don't have a double?
Yep.
You wouldn't, but
yeah, for sure. Right now, yellow would have has a shot for 3. Maybe try to keep the shooter for 4, but
just with us running straight there, I'd hope they wouldn't throw a hit weight. I think board weight, you just got to get that rock out of the 4 foot and keep your shooter in. You get 4.
We actually have Doug. Doug is right behind them, so I could turn up Doug's mic.
All right, so let's see what Doug's saying.
I don't think. Almost that same line with a missile, we might have been line 3.
Maybe. Well, though we never really did get to the red, did we?
We hit the red first.
Yeah.
Because 4's not done in there.
Yeah. The 4 did bump. No, it was the red that
so
came
I didn't
back
see
a little bit.
Did they just call a guard here?
I think they're calling a straight guard. They really don't want to give Team Curry a chance to get 3, possibly 4 to get back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good guard here, and you. Well, actually, Jeff will probably be running the guard, trying to make that shot for 3 because they have to.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that shot that Jeff just threw, the rock that came straight back is frozen to the other yellow one, so the angle's not in that favor to pop that red out. You're going to lose one of your yellows, so it would just probably be for 2 if you run a red rock into that pile.
Well, I was thinking they'd run it into that number 4 that they could chip in. All depends on where this guard ends up and what would be available to him. So
looks pretty deep.
No, this looks like a pretty good guard.
Is he going to corner it on him and not let him use it?
Run it in.
Good.
Oh.
It's a really nice guard. There might still be enough room. We've seen how this curls with less weight. Again, you might only play back line and see Doug Pottinger trying to pound that rock as soon as it gets behind the tee line to try to get the red rock out of the 8 foot or 4 foot. So if they can push that red shot rock
Great. We had to spin onto this.
out of the 4 foot, they will be getting 3.
Whatever you like.
Seems nearly impossible to me. Looks like it's wedged in
I
there.
think Jeff Curry's eyeing up the nose hit run back right on the shot that Sean Rodzeski just threw. So they don't want to. That's a touchy line there. You throw a little bit of weight, it runs straight. It's hard to get the curl there. So he's going to do what Pete kind of said and play a run back into this pile.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're talking, seeing if he hits that 3 first, if it'll clip the red rock on the way
Yeah,
by.
you could actually nick the 3, maybe get lucky. This is the more
So,
natural, though. This is for 3 for sure.
So yeah, as Doug says,
Right.
if you hit that
This
4
you
on the
maybe get
outside
lucky and get
quarter of a
multiple
rock, you're going to get 3.
Sure, right? Okay. No, nose. Throw her good.
So Jeff Curry here.
Always
him-
good advice by Doug there.
Yeah.
Throw this one good.
Trust a broom, throw it good.
So he delivers the rock.
So here we go. Saying, whoa, we've seen this rock run straight here a few times with a lot of weight.
Just
Oh,
just a hair full with that
Double
release,
peel.
I think.
So we'll have to see. It's hard to tell
One
from
red.
here. Oh, it is 1 red.
Good game. Good job, Mike.
And that will be
That'll do it.
handshakes here, down 5. Great final. Congratulations to Team
Good job,
Rodzeski with
Mark.
Alex
Good.
Benson, Mark Fenner, and Jeff Isaacson. They are the 86th annual St. Paul International Bondsfield champions.
looks like sheet 4 and 6 though are pretty tight still.
So we're staying on the mic.
We could. We don't have to.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna pass this over to Jordan.
How many viewers do we have that are interested in the 2nd and 4th event finals?
I think we have about 38.
Do we still have some people from Winnipeg watching?
All right, so hold on.
So as Chris mentioned, we have Jordan Brooklyn joining the mic. It's getting a little bit noisier up here with background noise. So looking here on sheet 4, if you guys can see on the stream, the game is tied at 6-6, playing the 7th end. And then sheet 6, the 2nd event final, it looks like it is 5-4 for Red Rocks. Just have to get our bearing. So we will do sheet 4 right now so that we're talking about the same sheet. All right, so sheet 4 is the 4th event. Sheet 6 is the 2nd event.
Yeah, and sheet 6, the 2nd event final, I was kind of watching that one, and you know, after being down 4, that team from the local team from Frogtown, they got the 4 to tie it up. They were able to steal one in the 5th, and I thought they were.
That number was hiding on me. It's actually 7-5 for you.
Yep. Yeah, I thought the red team red Frogtown was looking really good in the 6th, but somehow the team from Winnipeg was able to turn that around, and they ended up scoring 3 in the 6th end. So, team from Winnipeg takes a 2-point lead.
It's always easier driving back to Winnipeg after a win, and this team, it's great they made it down, but they got a long drive ahead of them tonight. So
Probably means they're fairly sober as well. If they've been out here all day, makes the drive a lot easier.
yeah, maybe. It's great to see. You mentioned there's 64 teams competing here. We have teams Canada. We have Las Vegas representation. A lot of St. Paul.
Phoenix, I believe.
Phoenix, there's great representation from Phoenix. Scotland, so we do have a Scottish team here.
Oh, great.
I had a wonderful conversation with the skip of the Scottish team over the urinals, which anyone who's been to the St. Paul
Was
Club.
it the one overlooking sheet 7?
Yep.
Yep.
It's one of the better views in the house, honestly, for watching those later sheets.
It's always great looking up at on sheet 6 when you're skipping and seeing guys watching.
Get a big thumbs up here and there. So if anyone's still watching, I'm Jordan Wickland. I'm co-host, I guess, of the Normal Stonecast podcast. Chris is usually here broadcasting more, but I'm happy to be back. I've curled with Maureen a little bit. I think I've curled against Pete maybe once. And I had a team in the International this weekend.
How'd that go for you?
We came in second 3 consecutive times. So you can congratulate us on 3 second places.
Wow.
Second place is a tough place to finish.
It let us sleep in on Sunday, you know, which was great for me because I had a child to watch over.
Team goals.
Yeah, yeah. So nice to be here. Nice to see you both again, of course. I had
You
no
too,
idea
Jordan.
who Chris lined up.
Yeah, we're happy this weekend worked out, and it's great to be here.
Yeah, it was really fun. Our first match, we played the Coyotes, the guys from Arizona.
Thank you.
And they told us they were more or less seated 8th. And
Oh, they knew their seating.
they certainly looked it because they had printed shirts of a nuclear blast with a cat dead center.
Oh, the cat team, Dynasty Curling Apparel, I think made those for
That's, yeah,
Not
I
to
mean,
name drop,
I
but
kind of want to get my hands on a cat jersey, so.
I think you can actually buy any of the Dynasty Curling Apparel uniforms from their website.
I want the ones with the sweat in them, though, so I need to talk to those guys, you know. Okay, so where are we on 6 here? We must be at Skips Rocks. Pretty close, if not.
Thirds Rocks.
Thirds Rocks, all right.
Yeah, a lot of rocks in play. There's been a lot of rocks in play on sheet 6. Almost every end. They really like junking it up.
Do we know which teams these are?
That
It's the one I want.
Which teams they are?
It was Winnipeg and.
Yeah, sheet 6. The team throwing now in the rocking the Zubas there is the local Frogtown team.
Okay.
You know, for those the Frogtown Curling Club is only about a mile away from where we are now at the St. Paul Curling Club.
I'd hope that some of those guys are watching online,
Yeah.
cheering on their teams.
Yeah, it looks like they've had a great run. Second event final. They're playing really well.
Yeah, that means I think most of these teams have played 6 games out here, so second event final is only 1 loss throughout the weekend, so really solid performance.
Yeah, this morning I got to watch the snow come down and read the Star Tribune curling coverage and finally catch up on all the media since the U.S. won.
What? The U.S. won?
They won something.
Spoiler alert.
And there was a great photo of the Frogtown Club.
Oh, that's awesome.
And cheers all around. And then I think the Associated Press maybe picked that photo up because it was the one they ran on their press, on their
Oh, wow.
Great.
worldwide media.
Yeah, a lot of curling clubs having to stay open late this past weekend for that men's gold medal game at 12:30 in the morning Central Time.
Was the Stolt House awake at that time?
Stolt House had some
We
coffee,
were.
and we were awake. We went to bed at 4 and got up at 7:30 to watch the women's game. So
Wonderful.
we watched that one a little bit delayed, I guess.
Wonderful. I had to curtail normal Bonspiel activities in order to stay up all evening. And I was downstairs with about, I think, 100 people. I think there were about 150 up here.
Great.
And it was fantastic. It
So-
was an electrifying moment.
At the club here, both levels were pretty packed. Wow. Yeah, that was just an incredible run by Team Schuster there. Seemingly out of nowhere, they somehow
Yeah,
got it together and everything worked out, and they played great those last games. And
I've been trying
quite a
to
story.
I've been trying to impress upon my friends who don't curl really how monumental the entire saga was. You know, I mean, especially in the if anyone knows anything about the Schuster team and what John's done at previous Olympics, it was quite a story. Shut out by USA Curling, fought his way back, lost some weight.
Yeah,
had
but it looked like
nothing but
history was
faith.
going to repeat itself. So really,
Yeah.
that loss against Team Norway, something sparked, and
It was wild.
they went on a run. So congratulations to them, and Team USA Women, Nina Roth, Tad Peterson, Eileen
Geving, yep.
Geving. I still wanted to call her Sorman and almost caught myself on that one. And Becca Hamilton, they made a really good run too. They unfortunately were one game out of the playoffs, and with the tiebreakers at 4 and 5, there were multiple teams at 4 and 5. They finished 8th.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Both the men.
couple shots away from top 4 and maybe better. So really tough
Yep.
fields with over 50 countries in the world curling and only 10 teams competing at the Olympics.
Well, let's see what happens here. I have a follow-up question to that. Running a little wide, but looks
So
like they
let's
got
see,
it.
Are they going to hit that
nonetheless.
thin through the
Are they
hole
gonna
between the
jam?
two yellow?
Yep.
And they get the jam.
But they're not shot. No. So I don't know much about Olympic curling. I know it's new as of about 98,
1998.
correct? Nagano?
It was in the 1924 Olympics, though.
Yeah. Do we anticipate maybe expanding the field of competing teams in both mixed and team?
You know, that'll be an interesting thing for the World Curling Federation to work on with the Olympic Committee. Definitely, it seemed like there was room in the schedule. The mixed doubles, as you mentioned, was a new event this year with 8 countries competing, where normally there's about 50 countries at World, 40 to 50. So only seeing 8 was kind of tough, and they started a couple days before opening ceremony. So playing 2 draws a game, there might be room for 4 draws to be able to expand that field in multiples of probably 4 or 8 since there's 4 sheets. And then men's and women's really started practicing when mixed doubles was playing. So not quite sure if they'd be able to expand the men's and women's field with a single round robin, or if they would go to double round robin. So it could be interesting in the next 4 years with the curling boom and trying to get more countries competing in curling.
Yep.
How was that for Nancy?
That was great. One would hope there's a curling boom, you know. It certainly feels like it.
Yeah.
I would be pretty surprised if they don't make some sort of change to either adding more teams to the Olympics mixed doubles, or somehow changing the qualification, because the way to qualify your country for the Olympics for mixed doubles was
You got to win that
like
Sweet 16.
harsh. I mean, it was like almost single elimination at the World Championships, where if you didn't win your first playoff game, you were in trouble.
Right, and that's Hungary. In the last 4 years, they've won 2 World Championships, and they did not get to send a team to the Olympics. Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And another, like the Team Scotland, or which would have been Great Britain at the Olympics, definitely one of the best mixed doubles teams in the world, and they were the bubble team that just missed out on Olympic qualification.
Yeah, it'd be great to get the originator of the sport in, right?
Yeah.
You know?
And part of that was at the Worlds last year, Scotland, I believe, came up against Team Canada in the first round of the playoffs. So luck of the draw, and Canada was 1 shot away from not qualifying for the Olympics. They nearly didn't make the playoffs last year, and that would have been no Canada in the Olympics. So.
You can tell Pete's watched a lot of the mixed doubles and knows a lot of the teams. Probably tell you
I watched
draw by draw what happened.
I was really thankful, actually, that we had almost a 12-hour, 14-hour delay, because it meant
We could work and keep our day jobs.
It meant
right?
I didn't have to stream it at work, which I did 4 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, the 5 in the morning game kind of hurt a lot.
I became very familiar with the commands to minimize windows. Thankfully, in publishing, there's not a lot going on after the New Year. It's Chinese New Year. Most American publishers print in China.
Yeah.
And Chinese New Year is something like 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So the country just shuts down. So even if our projects are finished, we can't send them anywhere.
Okay, dialing you guys back in.
Yep.
Sheet 4, 4th event final. We're in the 8th end. Yellow is up 1 without hammer. And yellow is sitting shot rock right now, completely buried with a whole bunch of guards up front. So red does have a chance. They have a nice rock frozen onto that yellow shot rock. So if they can angle this rock in the top 12 to just tap that yellow one out a shot, red will be looking good for the steal. Or wait, red has hammer, so red will be looking good for 1. And maybe they can get their deuce, or we might be going extra ends over there on sheet 4.
Yeah, big shot for red here over there.
Looks like they're at thirds rocks right now.
Wow.
So this is thirds first rock.
So there's hardly a rock out of play, correct?
Yeah, putting everything in play here in the 4th event final. Yellow's all out steel, not having hammer, and red's going to try their hardest to get 2.
Just
So if they can hit
just
this on
floating
the
in,
outside.
kind of setting things up here.
Yep, so that one just curled a little bit, but they do have some rocks sitting around, so if they can find a way to remove that rock on the button, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, and red's got their own rock to run into that pile now, so that would be for 2. Oh, red has a rock on the back 12 as well, I just see.
Yep. So yellow's calling for the guard here,
Gonna take-
guarding that
yeah.
up. They don't want them to play that.
Yellow doesn't have much to work with. If
Yeah, it's hard to see how that sheet's moving. Those guards are pretty high if they can come around the other side and make that tap, but we'll see how this end plays out.
Yeah, we were on sheets 1, 6, and 8 this weekend, and on all 3 of them there was hardly any curl. I don't know how they've been running today, but it was pretty difficult to get your 4 feet on
How do you
draws.
throw your rock, and did you pick the straight rock?
Very, very well, Maureen.
Not quite the 4x4 by
We were-
24 ice.
We were seeing some curl here on sheet 5 today, so it's the only sheet we've really been watching in the semifinal finals. So sorry to those listening online, we don't really know what the ice is doing over on those sheets, but yellow makes a really high guard. Red, not sure if they're running it back or just straight peeling it to make yellow put it back. So there's options.
Red must think they can sneak it around that guard, I think, and make the run back.
Gonna be a sliver.
So all right, the rock's off, and we'll see where he hits this
a
one.
little wide.
I think it
Plenty of weight.
might be a straight peel here. Fortunately, we're not sitting behind the sheet. Oh. So we got a little amped up on that one and just ran super straight for him.
Ooh, over on sheet 6, we got a biter measure for a point. Ooh, it looks like it's out.
Oh, so they get the blank. It's exciting.
Well, I'm not sure.
Oh.
I missed the last shot. That might have been for an extra point.
All right, so here on sheet 4, we have yellow rocks. I apologize. I'm not quite familiar with the teams out there. They are going to guard up this side, and they really are looking good for a steal with only 4 rocks to come.
I think yellow, I think that's George Allendorf from Frogtown.
Oh, so we have 2 Frogtown teams
Yeah.
up here right now battling it out.
Frogtown, well represented.
Frogtown's a few miles from the St. Paul Curling Club.
It's a great foil. You know, this is a historic club. Frogtown's new. This is,
100 and some years old.
Are some years old, and Frogtown is very much like a collegiate sort of atmosphere. I think it's maybe less intimidating for new curlers if they experience Frogtown first. I'm trying to get some friends just to join up who live close there.
Yeah, I
It's
can't.
a great time. All love to Frogtown.
Yeah,
Except for one.
they've done a tremendous job of like renovating that facility, and you know, it used to be just a small, or like it was basically a hockey rink and very minimal room for like a warm room and stuff out of that, but they've expanded and created a much better environment to watch curling. And
Yeah, they had a big addition this summer. I don't believe I've been there since that. But
So Ellendorf not too happy with his guard coming up that high, so there might be room to play a back weight, tap this out of the 4-foot, and red will sit 2 kind of buried. So big shot here for the skip with red rocks, and
yeah, if there's some curl here
Team that moves.
with the intern, that could be a hell of a shot.
where is Team that moves from? Does anybody know?
I think Medford.
So Medford Curling Club, one of my favorite spiels of all time was the Silver Dollar.
Maureen Stolt, first ever woman on the Medford Silver Dollar champion trophy.
Men's Bonspiel Trophy. Thanks.
Breaking barriers.
That is one of my claims to fame, right?
actually, thought of you both yesterday. We lost on the final rock. We mounted a 5-point comeback and then stole to go up 1, and then we gave up 2 on the 8th end to lose on the final rock.
Oh.
But we were playing guys from Cambridge, and there was once. Oh, the movers are from Owatonna.
Oh.
So a good shout out to the Medford Curling Club. Ryan Lemke was here, but
I think one-
Owatonna is another good spiel.
I think one of the guys out there is wearing a Medford shirt. That's why I said that.
Oh. Sorry about that, Jordan.
That's just fine. I recall that I think there's some grocery shopping had to be done some weekend or something, but you guys were curling in Cambridge, and it was a steak winners to the
Oh,
first event?
yeah.
You came
Yep.
home with 32 steaks or something?
40 steaks for 4 people. We came home with 20.
Yeah.
So we are going back there again this year. We're excited to be back at the Cambridge Curling Club for their shenanigans mixed spiel. And we have a couple friends that haven't curled at all this year, but bringing them out and going to try to have some fun.
Right on.
Darts and pools.
Maybe
seem to happen in
TESN
Cambridge, too.
and Mr. Listening will help us set up a broadcast up
There we
in
go.
Cambridge.
I think Pete Stolt feels a lot of pressure playing in that because I love steak.
I never feel more worried about letting Marine down than trying to qualify for some stakes.
So this is non-hammer. Is this Allendorf?
So yeah, Allendorf's kind of coming in, trying to get a tighter guard.
Yeah,
Red
either-
just kind of ran a little straight and didn't make the
Yeah.
top. So we will see what
It'd be
the
remarkable.
movers have to get a shot where they're eyeing up, trying to run a couple guards on angles and hitting it. Their best shot might be running that high yellow guard on the left-hand side into the red in the top 12 and angling that into the pile for, dang, that could be for 4.
What about the rock George just threw? I mean, that's available. It's you have to lose it. It's it's not your color, but
Yeah, they might be able to hit that just off nose and pick the yellow out. So play that run back. It all depends what angle, if you want to throw your in turn or your out turn here.
Yeah, this is something I think anybody watching curling the last 2 weeks hasn't seen. This is 13 of 16 rocks in play.
Good
with,
point, Jordan. Yeah.
With the
5 rock
16
rules coming next.
coming up.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to come down to the club level? Is that going to be implemented?
Tuesday night Super League.
I don't know why they wouldn't. On the club level, I don't think it's going to change a whole lot of the gameplay.
What are you saying, Pete?
It's just, I mean, I don't think it would.
Single
I don't think
peel
it'll
versus
change
double.
a lot. I don't think it changes a whole lot on any level of play, really. But
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what happens.
They might as well in the club play.
All right, so they're choosing the first option I talked about is
Wow,
running
double-
this yellow rock into the red rock in the top 12
Double run back.
to angle it. So, it's on its way. It's got some heat on
Looks
it.
pretty wide.
So we'll see. It could make some noise here, though. Oh, and kind of saw that line with his third. Just kind of ran straight, got a little amped up, and
Did not
didn't
need
move
that
at
much weight
all.
for that shot, but
You could have made that maybe with board weight, but board weight's a little finicky, or at least that brings your sweepers in. So great battle there on sheet 4 for the fourth event final.
Yeah.
So game Allendorf for Frogtown.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
congratulations to Frogtown for winning the fourth event. So now we can hop over to sheet 6 if we still have some viewers out there that are interested in that game.
Yeah, let's finish it out.
All right.
So we have another close one, though. It's a 1 point difference. Do we know who's on?
And we have a team from
Yeah,
Winnipeg, Van.
So this is Sabak and Van Dempsey.
Yeah, the Winnipeg team is up 1 with hammer
The non-Zubas, right?
against the Zuba Frogtown team.
I believe the Sabak team, I believe we covered them last year, maybe here or the Cash Spiel
Yeah,
or
I think
something.
he was saying that, and they lost. They're happy they weren't mic'd up today. That's another experience these curlers get, is to be mic'd up during games.
That's what you get here at Stonecast, the St. Paul Bonspiel. You get
Quality.
You get Olympians, would be and have been, and you get club curlers. A little bit of everything.
Any given Sunday. So this rocks off. They want to hit the one in the top 12.
So now we need to figure out which team is.
If he hits a quarter of this rock, he could make the double here. So.
Ooh, it's
Oh,
close.
look at that.
And he nails the double. Great
Thin
shot.
double.
The way we're set up, though, plenty of rocks left.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyone's game here
Yeah, Red's down 1
with hammer.
without
excuse me.
hammer, and they have 2 center guards up. So, it's kind of game on here.
yeah, I don't know. This call for yellow might not really be their best shot. Those guards are their problem. So
But it's hard to double peel those, so I
Yeah.
guess they want to make this hit. And
Are they
roll behind
maybe?
the
Yeah.
guards.
Is that the? It looks like that was the call. They're
maybe
on, they're on the inside here.
maybe the skip doesn't like the idea of throwing against the loss here, so
Right.
he wants to get rid of some rocks.
Well, and yellow doesn't really have to score, right? If they get a blank, they win this game. So just trying to make sure that they keep more options on the table for them.
Yep.
But red has a chance to draw this top 4 around 2 center guards.
I was actually thinking of this question on the way here, and I think a lot of curlers will relate to this. So when you're playing cribbage, you either have the crib or you don't. But if you're the player not with the crib, you're known as the pone, P-O-N-E. Is there a single name in curling for down hammer, or we just say down hammer?
I don't know, but I think maybe we should start calling that the pone.
The pone?
They're in a pone position, or I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't heard that. I've played cribbage, but
Yeah,
I've never heard
the pone. Have you played American Cribbage Congress competitive cribbage?
No.
You're talking to
Yeah.
a card-carrying member of
All right,
American
let's play
Cribbage
sometime.
Congress.
So what happened there? Red was
Let's
just
play
a
after
little
this.
bit heavy, so now yellow's looking to peel to clean it up a little bit since they're sitting one in, or do they want to beat them to the 4 foot? So that's the discussion the team's having right now. And the skip has decided that they want to go top 4 here.
Yeah,
Red
he's-
only has 2 rocks left to come, so if they can get shot rock here, Red's chasing.
I have a feeling this game has to go extra ends. You know, we just got to stretch this out.
We've also just invented a curling term for all time.
What?
Pone.
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 Yeah.
How do you spell that?
So sweepers are kind of walking down,
P-O-N-E.
staying kind of close, but it looks like it's sailing. Sorry, Jordan.
No, that's fine. I
I'm
got
all
you.
about the curling here.
It's good. It's not maybe as buried as they would like.
Yep, so they might leave.
Is that correct?
Because they are 0% buried. They did want more than 0% buried.
If they could add 100% bury to that roll.
Sometimes there's rocks that look like they're wide open, but there's no way you
mean-
can hit them out. But that's usually on non-dedicated ice with Zamboni runs. So ice makers have worked really hard here in St. Paul. It's been great ice. For sure today. I'm sure it was all weekend. They put a lot of time in. They shaved just before this final. So giving these teams as close to championship ice as they can here at the Curling Club.
We have a great squad here on the ice crew. It's Craig Zabotnik, Sarah Turio, Jim Aird, and there's a new woman named Monica something. I don't know her last name.
Walker?
Oh, does it begin with W? Wait, Pete jumped on that way too quick.
That's funny, Pete.
Yeah, you can see the ice crew is already getting ready on sheet 7 and 8. Maybe you can't see that on the stream, but
Yeah.
I think leagues start here at close
4,
to 5 o'clock,
yeah.
4 o'clock.
They might,
so
yeah, they might have pushed it back an hour.
So
That's talkative
working
Jim
hard.
Aird, expressive Jim Aird on sheet 8.
So we got skips rocks to come, 4 rocks left. Good opportunity here to get a hit and roll. They could also play the freeze since those rocks are angled. If red tried to hit it, it could go back on their back 12. But right now it looks like we're playing for 4 foot for the win. So Skip's first rock on team, which did we say this? Ellen? No,
Pete.
that was shoot 4.
Pete had this down. Sayback
Stay back.
in
Well,
Zubas.
it's the Zuba Frogtown against Winnipeg.
Yeah, I was
Winnipeg
trying to
Jets.
use the Skip's name instead
Yeah.
of but so he makes a nice hit, kind of got a little bit of a roll, not quite as much roll, but changes the shot a little bit. As we get closer to the center line, this could get trickier and we could see a little more curl. So I think here what Skip wants to do is make a hit and roll out just a little bit to the edge of the 8, because then if red doesn't bury, he can just pick it for the win. So
I think in future Bonspiels, when we have the manifest in front of us, we bring highlighters. So we
right,
can
I'm
name
trying
the
to read
team
Chris's notes.
immediately. I know. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what Chris is thinking, much less writing anytime.
So Skip's first rock for yellow is on its way. He wants to make the hit and probably prefers to stick
Yeah.
around, but he doesn't really have to since they have the rock in the back 12 for the bailout rock if he has to pick red's rock for
Yep,
shot.
great
So
zone.
pretty much what I thought he would do is hit and roll out to full 8. So team Sayback is all in here. Draw to the 4 foot around these center guards. If he can bury this, we might have to see the cold draw to the 4 foot and might go extra ends.
Yeah, he's gotta bury at least half of it here. It seems like we're not getting a whole lot of swing. They're only playing about 3 feet of curl here, so.
Yep, just kind of want to change the shot up. First be shot rock, and then try and change the shot for his opponent so he doesn't get to throw the same shot twice.
Yep. I don't know if Jim Dexter invented it, but it's where I heard it from. If you can't draw, you can't skip. So we'll find out.
That is
A little heavy,
looking
maybe.
a little speedy, yeah.
So we'll see if it curls a little bit and checks up in the slide path. He
think
just has
we're-
to be full 8.
I think
gonna
we're
be
maybe
close.
through here.
We want to grab the back 4, so we got.
Throw the anchor out. Oh, it's
Sweeping really
digging
hard.
in. It's gonna be all right. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. We're
Shot
back
rock.
4.
But he is open. It's like
Yeah.
pretty much fully open, but it's so straight here. You still got to be careful with this takeout. Any kind of outside motion with his release, and this could be gone.
And if he hits square, could also be in trouble. Got to peel this.
Well,
Yep. So he doesn't have
This
to stick around.
this
He
is
just
a
has to make
hammer,
it
so
go
I
away.
think as long as
Oh,
he makes
I'm sorry.
contact, he'll be
I
all
thought
right.
we were 15 to 16.
Yeah, no, this is hammer. Yep.
What do you know, Pete? You're absolutely right.
So second event finals coming down to this rock right here. If he makes red go away, they win the second event. If not, we're going extra ends, so he's not losing the game on this shot.
Looked like a pretty good release.
Yeah.
Pretty good throw.
Pretty good. Sweepers are
All
heavy
there.
cleaning on the way down. Feeling
Oh.
pretty happy about it.
There you go.
All right.
That'll do it.
Congratulations to Van Demelas.
Van-
Gosh, I still don't have that name. I'm
Van
horrible with names. I
Dem-
so apologize.
Demsler?
Yep. Sorry, that's a tough one.
Any
Nothing.
name over 4 letters is tough for me, Pete.
We call them the Winnipeg Jets.
All right.
All right, well, Pete and Maureen, thanks for joining us today.
Yes,
Thanks
thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Adam Height and Chris Liснey and everyone else involved in the broadcast. And
Yeah.
we'll see everybody again soon.
All right.